Alicia, what are you doing? There's a lot of stuff on the table.
Yeah, there's a lot. It looks like a lot, but what we're going to be doing today is sublimating and then layering HTV on top of the sublimation. So I feel like before I did this, I was like, a little bit like it was a daunting thing. Like I was going to have to do some type of special thing, and you just really don't. Like, it's very simple. You guys are going to be like, oh,
so let's
okay.
talk about reasons why they would... instances that they can start thinking about why. Obviously, you have the today's project.
Yeah.
But why do you feel like this is something people want to be able to do?
Well, for me, I feel like this makes your shirts look like if you're a t-shirt person and you make shirts and you sublimate a lot, adding the ability to put the HTV on there really makes your shirts like up a notch. I feel like it takes it there. You know what I mean? Rather than just having the sublimated, and we've got the bleach, like we bleached it out. We're going to do all that. But I feel like the HTV, like if you want to add glitter.
Ooh, I think glitter is a great opportunity.
I do too. And like, or if you want to add like a fluorescent pop of something, like if you're doing summer shirts and you want it to be like very vivid. I know sometimes when you sublimate, especially on like the Heather shirts, it can be a little bit dull. I mean, it still looks good. Like, don't get me wrong. Sublimation stuff is amazing. It looks store-bought, but the HTV just really like gets it there.
Yeah,
I feel like it looks amazing on it. So
Debbie is the first time. This project's a lot, so
let's do it.
Woohoo.
Okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you guys, since I saw a couple of you were asking like, what is a heathered shirt? You can tell. I wish I brought I have a regular shirt on. You have a regular shirt on. This is a heathered shirt. So like, I know y'all can know what I'm talking about when I show you this. Like, can you guys see? It's almost as if there's like white mixed in with it.
Let me Google this. Why am I not? This is what I'm here to do.
I know. Well, and like, you know, I researched the crap out of everything, but for some reason I haven't. Okay, this shirt is 65% polyester, 35% cotton. So you're going to want to buy anything that is above 50% polyester, generally.
All right, my friends, Tanner Bell coming in with an update.
All right, let's hear it.
Heathered refers to a soft, muted color created by blending different colored fibers into one yarn. Your favorite comfy gray cotton tee that seems to have specks of white in it is the perfect example of what a heathered gray shirt is. Heather is typically used in coloring like t-shirts and sweaters and in home furnishings. So I think the shirt that you have right now is a perfect example too, like you were saying.
It is. And you can tell, like, I just have a plain color shirt. This is a heathered shirt. And you can really tell on like gray. Yeah. Like when I think of a heathered, I think of the gray with the white mixed in. So there you go. Woohoo! The more you know. So I already pre-bleached this because if you're going to bleach your shirt, this is not a great job also. I'm just not even going to say that it's a good job bleaching. But I did it, okay? And it's going to work for us today. Make sure if you are bleaching your shirts before you sublimate on them that you're letting it dry 100%. Actually just wash it and dry it and then sublimate on it. You don't want to like bleach it and then sublimate it at the end of the day, like without drying it or anything like that. So let's go overhead and go over the supplies. We don't have a ton of stuff. The heat press is on and I can feel it. I can feel the heat. I can feel the heat. Okay, so are we overhead? I'm gonna show you guys. This is, let's go ahead. Go to the number one. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what we're making. How cute. I'm obsessed. Like, if you guys haven't sent your kids to school, make this for your the teachers. Like, I think this would be so cute. Carla, yes, I'll go over the bleach process a little bit. I wanna say that we have a video. Of bleaching and sublimating. But let's go back overhead. I'm going to show you guys what we're using today. I have got sublimation paper here. This is the A-Sub 125G 8.5 by 11 sublimation paper. You can use copy paper. We're going to have a video about this.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yes, so you do need sublimation ink and a sublimation printer. And then I use sublimation paper today, but you can print on regular copy paper. We're going to be doing a comparison video for you guys on that. It's so cool. My mind was blown. I can't wait to show you guys that. And then I pre-cut a bunch of this because I have some issues with the Cricut doesn't want to cut in my lives, and it makes me so nervous because I don't want it to not cut. So I pre-cut some stuff, but I've got different colors of vinyl here. So We're going to be doing vinyl on the outlines of the learn on our shirt, and then we're going to be vinyling the pencil. So I've got some glitter vinyl. I have eraser pink. This is for the pencil parts. So you'll need yellow, tan, black, pink, and then silver.
I love the silver.
Me too. I used gray on the original, and I was like, we're using glitter today because it's really cute. And then I've got a brayer. If you're doing HTV a lot, get a brayer.
Yes.
You will not regret. I use the brayer all the time.
Yes.
I've got painter's tape. This is like if you were stranded on an island and you were crafting, what's the one thing you'd bring? Painter's tape. Like, period. I use painter's tape all the time. Measuring tape. I've got a strong grip mat, a pair of scissors. This is our loved, this is our shirt form. You can tell we've bleached on it like a bunch. So this is what we put our shirt in to bleach it. And then that's it. Oh, wait. I got a heat press, and then I have a mini press. This is for the HTV, and then the big heat press is for sublimating.
Now we have quite a
awesome. So I went ahead and put the shirt form in. I did this just because I want to show you guys. I'm going to very quickly touch on how to bleach your shirt.
We have lots of questions about that. So as detailed as you want to give them a rundown will be great.
Okay, let's do that. So the shirt form, you can get these at Hobby Lobby. It was that cardboard piece. I just went ahead and inserted it into my shirt. That way, whenever you go to bleach, it's not going to be bleeding through the front of your shirt. So I'll go ahead and put the insert in. You can get like the spray bottles. I should have brought it in here. The spray bottles, like from the Dollar Tree, just the plastic, like a cleaning supply spray bottle. And I mix bleach and water in it.
Do you do like 1-to-1?
Yeah, I do.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'll do like a 50-50 ratio or whatever. And then shake it up really well. And I will say this, learn your spray bottles, because all spray bottles are different. They sprout out different. Test it on like some old heathered t-shirts or like old anything just to see how it's going to spray. I'm not really proud of this one, but I had already bleached it and I was like, we're going to use this one for today. Cause I got up on the collar and it just wasn't what I wanted. But I think it's going to work. It's going to do the job. And so what you'll do after you make your mixture is literally just spray where you want it. And then you're going to let it dry. I like to let mine sit out and dry. And then you can like wash it and dry it like normal, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much all you would do for the bleach process. There are a couple other techniques where you can like do it exactly like to the shape of whatever you're sublimating. I don't know if we've done a video on that.
We have done some live training on it. Essentially, let me just give you a breakdown. So what she's talking about is if we were going to do a sublimation design and then we wanted it to be like not showing this bleach look, like it just to magically.
We want it white where we would sublimate.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did was we make a stencil, the same size as we make a regular stencil the size of our sublimation image. We bleach it first. We use a paintbrush. I mean, it's very detail oriented, and then you sublimate it, which is personally, it's a little tricky.
It is.
To line up your sublimation image right where it's supposed to be.
Like perfectly.
So it makes me nervous. That's why we don't do it a ton.
Yeah.
And I find personally that it's hard for our students to get that exact look.
I'm turning the timer up, I'm sorry.
without fail. So just be careful about that.
Yes.
Wendy, we have done both. We sometimes use hydrogen peroxide. Sometimes we naturally will let it bleach and then like just stop it naturally, or let it wash out.
Yeah.
There's both.
And there's different ways. Yeah, there are. There's pros and cons. We're actually doing like a bleach tie-dye situation. I practiced with that a little bit and I was like, I should have had peroxide on hand because it like bleached it out. And so here, do a little bit goes a long way. And then like if it's not enough for you, go back in and spray it a little bit more. You don't have to just like go ham, like don't spray it like crazy. Just do a little bit. And if you need more, you can always do more. So don't get crazy. But okay, so we bleached our shirt. That's it. We dried it. She's ready to be sublimated. So let's go into Design Space. And Courtney let us know that this file is available, will be available on our website here shortly. I think she's like working on getting it up now. So you guys will be able to snag this file off of our website if you're members. And let's go ahead and open this up. So where did it go? I had it pulled up here. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. So I'm gonna unflatten all this. So this is the file that you're gonna see whenever you go to download it. This is what it's gonna look like. So this is what you're going to need to print. So you're gonna open this file and we're gonna need to measure our shirt to make sure before we print it that it's the right size. And I'm gonna show you guys first how to measure. So let's go to our t-shirt. I'm gonna show you how I measure this. So mine is already bleached. Can you guys see that? I wanna make sure I'm in the center. Okay, I've got my tape measure here. We don't want it to be going into where it's kind of fuzzing out over here. We just kind of want it to sit like happily right here in the middle. So about 8 inches wide, and then no bigger than like 7 inches tall. So we wanna make sure that our file is within those parameters. So in Design Space, we've got it set up to a little over 8 inches wide and like right under 6 inches tall. So that's actually perfect. That's all we're gonna need, yes. So if you pull a file into Design Space, if you pull a PNG or an SVG or anything kind of colored like this, and it's like in separate little boxes, like it's not
different layers.
Yeah, like today you can see it's all separated. What we need to do is grab it all. So we're gonna click and drag, and you're gonna flatten everything. This is gonna allow us to print from Design Space. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go to Make It. And you're gonna see there's a black registration box. That's okay. Oh, what happened? The tip of our pencil got left out. Let's go ahead and make sure we get all that. Okay, flatten it. We're gonna go ahead and make it. When you sublimate, it needs to be mirrored. If you're sublimating and you're not mirroring your image, whenever you go to transfer it on, it's gonna be backwards. So go ahead and mirror it while we're in Design Space. Just select that. And I'm gonna go ahead and select continue. It's gonna ask me to send it to the printer. So I'm gonna send to printer. I'm not gonna select print here. This is like the kicker. And I've been such a habit of doing this no matter what now.
Now, are you giving them the hack of all hacks where they are using Design Space for sublimation?
I am.
Is that not great?
It's happening.
I love it.
Yeah. Me too.
I love it.
And it's honestly, when I first did it, it was kind of complicated. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't remember to do all these steps, but I've done it so much now, it's like second nature. So what we're gonna do while we're in here is I'm going to select our Epson Workforce. That is our sublimation printer. I'm gonna turn off the bleed for this project. The bleed is very handy for other projects, but this one we do not want to bleed. I'm going to use the system dialog and then I'm going to select print. So if you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, it's loading, it's taking forever. It's behind your screen. So go up to the top of Design Space and drag this down. And right here is where we need to be. So I've still got the Epson Workforce printer selected. You want to make sure you're still on the same printer. And I'm going to select best quality. And then I'm gonna go ahead and print it.
Woohoo!
And that's it.
Now, I just want to interject here.
Yeah.
When you are taking Maker's Gonna Sublimate, we teach how to pick what machine, like what printer. We teach you all your supplies, and I even go in to teaching you 3 of the best ways to sublimate. Meaning, do you want to sublimate through Design Space? That's amazing for a certain size.
Right.
Then, when you need to do bigger, where do you go? I teach you Canva.
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then we don't stop there. We go to Inkscape, which is incredible. And I teach you kind of the beginner guide to Inkscape. So yes, you're paying for a sublimation course, but you're learning a lot of design skills and software that will supplement and help you sublimate. It will supplement your sublimating, which is really impressive. And those are just things that are longer and they take more time that we can't do on the channel all the time. So it's kind of like where we focus in on. So you can take the program. It's $70 off today, but you're going to learn a lot more. And I also teach the Sawgrass printer. I mean, and they have their own software, which has pros and cons. So anyway.
And I feel like whenever we do a project like this, everyone, when it comes to sublimation, there's a lot of prep work. So like, you think, oh, I want to do that. And it's an easy craft. Like, we're almost done already. But there was a lot of preparation. So, like, in terms of the equipment that you need, the investment that you need to make, it's an investment in yourself, an investment in knowledge, which I feel like is priceless. Yes. You're going to learn these things. And once you learn how to do it, you're going to be able to do it so fast. Okay, so we have printed our sheet out. And so this is what it looks like. So it's backwards. We've got a registration box around it. If you're designing for sublimation in Design Space, you're going to have a black registration box. Yep. It's just going to happen. So what we're going to do is just simply cut this around. Another little tip that I like is to not cut in a perfect line when you're sublimating. Sometimes if you are sublimating onto like neoprene fabric or anything like that, and you have a perfectly straight line, it will sublimate into the neoprene. Yeah. And it like leaves a line. You can either tear this, like I could literally sit here and just like tear this, which also helps, or you can cut it kind of in a wavy line. So whatever your heart desires.
We love it.
But we just don't want that black registration mark on there. Otherwise, it's going to sublimate onto our shirts too. So
we can't have that.
No, not cute. Not for this one. We don't want it for this one. So I'm just cutting this all the way out. And then what I'm going to do is lay this face down on my shirt. So we've got it face down. Make sure you are centered. If you guys see like some text up here, it's because I tried to sublimate this while before the bleach was completely dry. So learn from me.
And we recommend washing our shirt after bleaching before sublimation. Now I will tell you, after I sublimate a shirt, I will wear that shirt. If it's washed and ready to go, there's nothing really keeping me from needing to wash it again.
It's locked in, locked and loaded.
In. The heat, it turns into the gas. It's that fiber. Yeah. It's in there, and you're ready to go. So we love it.
So I've got butcher paper right here. If you start sublimating, you will need to invest in some butcher paper. We just got this roll, but the other roll had lasted for
2 years.
I was going to say, because it was here before I was here, like in January.
Yeah, at least a year. Yeah. A year and a half. It's incredible. Butcher's paper, if you all want to see something funny, and I don't know, I feel like we have a great group here that will appreciate this. If you watch our Black Friday extravaganza from last year, extravaganza, I'm Googling it so I can find you a link. I have a show where I taught, this is actually really fun. I did as many sublimation projects as I could make in an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And if you want to see how much butcher's paper you need to sublimate, it's a lot. But it's affordable. And you can't reuse it. And I explain why in the hour class. But I'll link that for you all to watch if you haven't got to watch it. Also, Black Friday at Makers Gonna Learn is the biggest holiday of the year. We craft for a whole day. We're already in talks about the show. For this year.
We're really excited. I'm excited because I wasn't here last year.
Woohoo!
Okay, I'm going to move this over to the heat press. You can, and you should use hot tape on this. A lot of people who get really into t-shirt making get super confident with their design placement, I guess we could say.
People have asked, do we have tips on straightening things? I have been cricketing since 2010 and every week cricketing since 2017. We don't have anything besides, my favorite thing is I always want to make sure that my design is about 2 to 3 inches down, and how I position that is my finger.
Yes, literally you can do 3 fingers down from the collar. But my bleach is a little bit off, so I pulled mine down a little bit this time.
Yeah, it's special.
This heat press, the heat is being radiated from up here. This is like a squishy pad. I put butcher's paper first, t-shirt next, design next, and I'm gonna put another piece of butcher's paper on top. You can tape this down. This heat press is extremely powerful. So
it's amazing.
It's going to press it. It's not going to escape. Okay, so I've got it on 375. We're going to do this for 50 seconds. Okay, ready?
Go for it.
Okay.
Does anyone here have a pet bird in the house? Wondering if sublimation off gases, anything that could be toxic. So Tammy, we recommend sublimating in a well-ventilated area.
Yes.
If you're concerned, I would make sure A, well-ventilated. Number 2, don't let the bird in the space. It's also a very hot, environment. It gets warm. We're in a studio. We have an exit door. We have a fire extinguisher. We got all the things here.
It's big.
It's big. So that helps us personally do it. And then we had a question also, can I sublimate with a Cricut Easy Press? And of course, my friend, the only caveat is you can only sublimate smaller than the size of your press.
Yes.
Why do we have this big industrial StarCraft heat press that I think the retail value is $350?
A little bit more than that.
Is it $399?
Like 400.
400. So it's flat 400. Yeah. So for $400, why do we have this? It's amazing, first of all. Number 2, it allows us to sublimate anywhere from 15 by 15. It's a very large, that is the heat size, right? The heat plate's 15 by 15?
This one is, yeah.
So you get a lot. So we can sublimate, if you guys have watched, we have done a lot of the blankets. This allows us to make blankets at ease. So I love this.
Ooh,
I'm a very minimal crafter. I say that, but like we buy a lot because we do a lot.
Yeah, we do a lot.
We try to not buy anything we don't need.
Right.
So when I say, hey, I'm investing $400 into this heat press, that shows how much I stand behind it. Like I do not have a Cricut auto press. I will tell you, I don't know if I can mention this. Have you seen the new heat press company? That has the
company,
the one, you know, the one I think that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So they've reached out, Alicia.
Oh,
They have not more than just one product coming out.
Okay.
And they want us to review it. So
you heard it here first.
We should have those products very, very soon.
Oh, good, they're coming.
Let me email them and finalize what we're doing.
Okay.
I'll have more to share soon.
While you talk about that, I want to talk about why my shirt looks brown. Because I am not going to lie to you guys. I have only done a sublimated bleach shirt, not a lot. I've not done it a lot. I try to do whatever craft I'm teaching you guys like a bunch of times. And y'all know, if you're in the studio with me, you know that's how I am. My bleach is brown, but this is the first one I did. So this, you can see, this is the first one. Look how white and crispy it is. This is the one I did today. So is that because I've left too much heat on it, you think?
I think we didn't. So sometimes when I find the bleach is burnt, we didn't wash it.
Okay.
In between, or we didn't use the peroxide, right?
I don't know, because I did not wash this one before I sublimated it and I let it air dry. Same with this one. But it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's because it sat for a really long time with the bleach on it.
Right.
And just air dried.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's because that's the only difference. I mean, I use the same bleach, same day.
Right.
That type of situation. But we're going to keep going because I can still show you guys how to do this. So what we've got here, it's just sublimated. So next, we're going to be adding HTV to our pencil and to the outline of the learn. So let's go into Design Space and I'm going to show you guys how I did that. Let's cancel out of our printing because we already printed everything. Hopefully you guys are able to stay along with me. I feel like sublimation is so easy once you start doing it. Like if you guys invest in this course, you're going to be like, oh, this is easy. I'm going to make 1,000 t-shirts and make my money back this month. Like,
I love it. I love it.
So what we're going to need to do is cut. I have hidden my learn. Here it is. I was like, where did it go? Okay, let's zoom back in. We're going to be cutting out the learn in a glitter vinyl. And then we're going to be cutting out all the individual pieces of this pencil. So this will be a file by itself, the pencil and then the outline. I'm going to unflatten this and you can see that all these individual pieces are individual and they're going to cut on different mats because they're all different colors. So we could technically hide all of this stuff because we don't need it. We're just going to be cutting all of this. So I'm going to go to make it. Oops. Before we do that, we need to change this from a print then cut to a basic cut. Just make sure all of this is on basic cut. And then we're going to go to make it. And so you can see we've got like the gray, we have the black, the beige, yellow, the pink, etc. And then you're just going to cut all of these on 12 by 12, mirror all of your images. All of these need to be mirrored as you're cutting them, especially the learn and especially this middle pencil region. If you don't mirror it, it's not going to work correctly. Because
we just had a friend chime in and say, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
That sometimes it depends on the water to bleach ratio.
Okay.
And also, we're just reiterating, hey, the peroxide is a great hack, which we use.
Yeah, we do.
Well.
Okay, so, and I don't want y'all to think I don't know. I have not got to experiment with sublimation a lot, but I'm an experimenter type crafter. I want to try every single way. So, like, I feel silly that I didn't know this peroxide hack, so I'm going to try it.
Well, I also feel silly that I'm co-hosting and like sharing things I probably shouldn't share over here. So we're just doing all sorts of things today.
Out here living life. I'm going to do it in like a small section. Oh, it also depends on how evenly you spray it. Okay, so you guys, I just need to practice some more, but I'm learning. Okay, I don't want to spray the whole thing because we're going to be applying HTV and I don't want it to be wet.
Yes, but you'll be able to get the heat. It'll be great.
Okay, so I just sprayed that top left corner. Here, I'm going to hold this up a little bit. I'm nervous.
Now, so you're not even going to press it.
She said just to hold it under the heat. Should I press it? Okay, let's press it.
I don't know. I would press it. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay, let me just rip off a little piece of this butcher paper to put over it. Okay, we're just going to press this corner. We might just... How long?
I don't know, like 10 seconds.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, perfect. Da-da, da-da.
Shut the front door. Okay, look, you guys. You can see.
Look at this. We're having breakthroughs.
Breakthroughs, baby.
Love it.
Can y'all tell how much lighter? Let's go overhead and you can
Woohoo!
see. Yay! So thank you guys for teaching me something today.
Guys, I wish I could be in the craft room hanging out with Alicia all the time because I feel like there's things that like... Alicia's only been on the team since January and
yes.
she comes from a woodworking background, and
yeah.
Her skill is so good. But apparently now you're just learning all the hacks.
Well, so and y'all, I never even touched a Cricut before January, so there's that also. Tanner took a bet on me, so.
Oh, you're amazing. The heat press we have is a 15 by 15.
Yes, and it's amazing. I mean, it's an investment, but like that heat press is like the mother of all heat presses.
Now, Carrie is here today saying, Tanner, what's the difference between Teflon and butcher's paper? And the difference is, Carrie, very important. Teflon is for heat transfer vinyl. When you are sublimating that Teflon sheet, don't touch it. You are using butcher's paper, and here's why. The butcher's paper is go pull out, okay? It's go pull out any of the moisture in your fabric, and that's the power of the butcher's paper. If you go ahead and sublimate and you get that material on that ink onto the Teflon sheet, that's going to transfer on to your next project. We do not reuse butcher's paper.
Right.
So it's very important. So yay, love it.
Okay, guys, so everything has been cut on the Cricut. Make sure you're mirroring everything. Oh, I was starting to tell you all. Okay, so whenever you're using heat transfer vinyl, if you're new here and you're new to using HTV, you want to make sure that you're mirroring before you cut and you're putting your vinyl on shiny side down. So whenever you get HTV, this is just a piece of the yellow, and you can see how super shiny this is. And then you can see how less shiny this is. So it's a little bit shiny, but it's not nearly as like glossy as this side. So you want to put the glossy side down and just make sure before you cut that it's glossy side down and it's mirrored in design space. That is very importante. And that's it. Okay. Now, if you're cutting glitter, there's a glitter iron-on setting.
Yes.
You're going to want to cut glitter shiny side down as well. And I do more pressure on glitter because the glitter is it's inconsistently deep. So like it's not going to be the same depth all the way through like a normal HTV would be because there's glitter all over it. So those are your cut settings. We already went ahead and cut everything out. And I've got my learn. Now on the first shirt I did black, but this one I was like, you can see the silver so much better. And I'm gonna be cutting these letters apart and like making them a little bit wonky, just to like add a little touch. So we'll do those last, but I'm gonna go ahead and start on my pencil, and I'm just gonna work my way from this side all the way across. So I've got everything cut right here. Just gonna lay it out. Oh, my mini press turned off.
So Jackie asked if sublimation ink can bleed through. It actually can, depending on your material. So I put butcher's paper in between the shirt if I'm worried about it. But certain brands, you'll learn like what you can like skimp on, if you will.
Yeah.
And I don't believe StarCraft has a 16 by 24 heat press. I've never seen a 24-inch heat press.
That's amazing. I have not ever seen that. No.
So that's crazy.
Okay, so I've got this on the medium heat setting, and I'm just applying slight pressure on here. I'm just gonna do one section at a time. Okay. And we're using StarCraft HTV. Whoops, I didn't press that long enough.
We love the StarCraft HTV. And
it's the best.
Alicia's crazy. She doesn't have an easy press mat. She's just doing it, y'all. Like, I'm just letting y'all know she's doing it.
I really be wilding out here. I don't ever use the mat, and everyone's like, use the mat. And even
it's crazy.
The last project we did, I didn't use it, and I should have. And I'm feeling like I should have on this one too.
So one thing, I just want to let you know, the heat press mat, when it came out, I was like, why do we need a mat? The terry cloth towel worked great. So before the mat, I always recommended, and Cricut taught, that you need a terry cloth towel, fold it 3 times, and that's your mat. And you need to put it on a granite countertop or like a really firm surface. Yeah. So then they came out with these mats. And I'm like, y'all said I could use a towel. What's happening?
I don't need a mat. I got a towel.
Why do I need to buy a mat? But then they explain it, and Ashish, the CEO, explained that there's fiber in there that is going to take that heat, bring it down, and then send it right back up to firmly be able to press that, which is really insane. So we love it.
Yeah, and you should be using a mat, but I'm just out here.
You don't have to. The terry cloth fabric works great. But Alicia, I wish you could have seen our old studio. And I used a standing IKEA desk, which I love crafting on IKEA desk. But it was so wobbly. This table, Courtney designed it like
it's
herself.
amazing.
We love it. It's the perfect size. It's a standing table, and it's awesome.
This is ideal. Like, if y'all are trying to redo your craft room, you need this type of situation just to craft on. Even what we've got out there is amazing because it's got a toolbox attached to the end. And it's just very handy. I'm gonna let that pink cool down because I think it needs to cool. If you're using different brands and different types of heat transfer vinyl, some of them are better when they cool before you remove the transfer tape. Some of them are better if you remove it while it's still hot. So the pink is wanting to cool down, so I'm letting it cool, and I'm going ahead and ironing on the silver glitter part. Can you guys see? I'm hoping I'm not out of view.
We love it.
Oh, I'm glad I did glitter on that one.
I love the glitter.
Ooh, I love it.
You're rocking it.
Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're on the yellow. Just line everything up. Just lining it up, people. Okay.
Look at this.
Ooh, so fun. I love it because it just adds it adds a pop. Like it makes it stand out, you know?
Look at that.
So cute. Good. Would you just look at it?
Would you look at it?
Someone said texture of towel sometimes stays on vinyl. Okay, y'all, I'm cutting my letters apart because I want my outlines to be a little crooked. If you don't want that, you don't have to do this part, but I want to like put them like a little off, if that makes sense. Like I want them to be tilted a little bit. It just makes it fun, I feel like. So I'm cutting them apart so I can put them wherever I want, if that makes sense.
Our heat press is the StarCraft?
It's StarCraft for sure.
Yeah, I'm forgetting which one. Clamshell, it's clamshell. Thank you, Sadie. Sadie's awesome. She's over here like doing it. I love it.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Okay, now I'm just gonna iron these on.
Amazing.
And like low-key want...
Alicia, you're almost done. I feel like this has been a chatting hour, but we're getting crafts done, y'all.
Yeah, we're on it. I'm like really proud of me picking that silver glitter because
the glitter and the pattern?
Yes. Okay, so this is the old one. I did black glitter around the words, and you can't hardly see it compared to the silver glitter. So, like, that just really takes it there, you guys.
So good. We love, love, love it here. That's amazing.
And I'm going to also finish peroxiding that shirt after the live is over because it looks so good. Awesome. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys love this.
Love it. Oh my gosh, are you going to bring it over here so I can see it?
Yeah, I can.
Let's look at it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Guys. Who are you going to give this to?
I don't know.
A teacher that wears a medium.
A teacher that wears a medium that likes the color pink.
And the glitter.
Yeah, the glitter was like definitely, like if y'all are wanting to experiment, just go ahead and do it with glitter HTV because you can see it so much better.
All right, how much would you sell for? Boom.
$25.
Boom. Love it.
I mean, after I fix the bleach.
Yeah. Someone asked. I love it.
I feel like $20, $25. That's me. That's my market around here. I feel like so. And your demographic may be different.
I love the sublimation pattern with the glitter. I mean, it brings all of the best things together. It really pops.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. But
yes,
oh my gosh,
fun.
you learned something today.
I know. I'm so
Everybody
glad.
learned something today.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I love to learn new things. So.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, everybody's having such a great time. A lot of people is crafting right now.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
Do you use the fine point blade with glitter or deep cut? We use the regular fine point blade, but we use the glitter heat transfer vinyl setting.
Yes.
Are you picking up what I'm sitting down?
Yeah.
So good. So, all right, my friends, this has been awesome.
We're going to be showing you all a really cool hack today.
A very, very cool hack.
It's not like new or anything. It may be new to you, so I don't want to be like, it's not new. But it's a really good hack for when you're trying to layer large amounts of vinyl or we're doing an outline on a butterfly silhouette. So that kind of helps you line it up. And we're going to be showing you all how to do that on a Starbucks cup. And it's very cute. And we're also using color changing
vinyl. So let's go.
but today, this is what we're going to be making. So if we can go overhead, I'll show you all. This is the Starbucks tumbler with layered vinyl. So this is color changing vinyl. I'm going to show you all what I mean by that. This is the cool color changing vinyl. So they have hot color changing. They even have like UV ray color changing. And then cool. I don't know if there's other options, but that's what we're using today. And then I've got all my supplies here. So we've got the Caesar transfer tape. This is my favorite. I've got a glass of ice water so we can see what colors we're working with. That seems crazy, but that's how I can tell what color changing vinyl I'm using. Alcohol just to wipe our cup off. Scissors. A pen tool is really good for this butterfly cut file. The weeding tool works, but the pen tool is like amazing. Brayer. I've got a measuring tape, parchment paper. This is our secret ingredient right here is the parchment paper. I've got black StarCraft vinyl, and then I have all of these color changing vinyls. Let me just show y'all.
I mean, you can kind of see the color a little bit.
Yeah, you can in here. You can. Which is weird because before you couldn't. Like when we first got them, they were all white.
I know.
So I don't know what that's about, but let me just show y'all.
Is it because it's on that cold,
can y'all see this?
The cold counter, maybe?
A little bit? It might be. I'm just changing these and then, can y'all see this right now? Like they're so.
That one is probably my favorite.
Yes, that blue's my favorite. I actually did the blue and the orange on the first. I did the blue and then this orange on it. Can y'all see? And so we have all of these colors to choose from. There's red. I think I got one of every color because I was like, I need to see them all on the, I need to see them all live. So there's blue and magenta. Like, how fun. Have y'all seen these? I get ads for these on Facebook and stuff constantly. This is yellow. This one takes a little bit longer. There's yellow, and then this is the last one. This is purple. So pretty. So I just keep a glass of water around whenever I'm working with this because with ice in it, that way I can see what color they change. You can kind of see them, but not really. Like some of them you just totally can't see. And then I've just got like a light grit mat. You can use a standard grit mat for this project either way. And then we're going to be using the Maker 3 today to cut. And then all of the links are in the description. If you are looking for like file links or anything like that, they are in the description below. But let's go to Design Space. Okay, so I'm in the cut files on the Makers Gonna Learn website, and I just searched butterflies, and I'm gonna grab these butterflies right here. You need to grab an SVG cut file. So like, you don't wanna be grabbing one of these. These are probably just PNGs. They look like PNGs to me, but these are SVGs, and they're gonna be cuttable. So I pulled the zip file here. I'm gonna double click to unzip it, and we're gonna open it up just like this. And I like to pull all my elements into Design Space that I need. I've already got them, but just for the sake of showing y'all how to do it, I'm going to click and drag the SVG into Design Space. So it's a cut image. We'll select Upload, and there it is. And then the next thing we're gonna do, this is like a fun little hack if you are doing tumblers. So, excuse me. So we're gonna go to onlinelabels.com. Okay, let me spell it correctly. Onlinelabels.com. There we go. And I want to shout out Crafty Menagerie. She did this tutorial on YouTube. And I was like, hold the phone, because I was like so scared of doing tapered tumblers like on my own, like full rack tapered tumblers. So this kind of fixes that problem. So you're going to go to onlinelabels.com. In the search bar, you're just going to type tapered. And so what it's going to do is pull up this tapered label generator. Like, are y'all's mind's blown yet? Because
yeah, mine is.
You can generate it. I mean, literally any size tapered tumbler. And I know if you're a tumbler maker, you probably ran into this issue like 1,000 times. I have. And so I feel like you could even use this for sublimation purposes, but we're not going to get into that today. But what you're going to do is take your Starbucks tumbler. So let's go overhead, and I'm going to take the lid off of my Starbucks tumbler, and I'm going to measure. I'm just going to take our measuring tape. I'm going to measure all of the things that it needs. So it's asking me for the top circumference. So I'm just going to hold that there and wrap it around. And y'all, I promise my hands aren't dirty. I have a bad leftover spray tan from the weekend. So I'm just not, I don't want y'all to be like, her hands are always crusty. It's not, I promise. I need to get it off. Okay, this is going to be 11.5. And then we'll go to to the computer, and I'm going to go ahead and plug that in as we go. We'll work our way down. And then we need to get the bottom circumference. So when I measure this, I measure all the way to the bottom. So you can even see there's a lip right here. I'm just gonna go right over top of that, and I'm gonna measure all the way around, holding this in place. And we're gonna get to 8.25. So I'm gonna type in on the computer 8.25. And then our height, I'm just going to, I'm gonna measure it from right underneath that lip. I'm gonna push it all the way up, measure straight down, and it's like 6 3/4, almost 7. So I'm gonna put in 6.75, and then it'll say how far around should your label wrap. Well, we want it to be 100% around, and I just am gonna do squared corners because I just want to. I don't really know what the difference would be for this purpose. And then what I'm gonna do is hit generate template. And then we're going to download the label. And then, oh, I've already signed up. Okay. I didn't realize I was still logged in on my computer. Okay, so it wants me to sign up, but I already have. So let me see.
But it's free to sign up, right?
Yeah, it's free. It's free. It's like nothing crazy. Let me try to log in really quick. Hold on. Yeah, there's no charge to this, but I want to download it because I really want to show you all how to convert it from a PDF to a JPEG, because when you download it, it goes in as a PDF.
So just so you guys know, she is creating an account. This is on the onlinelabels.com. It is free to create this account. To be able to download that, you do have to create one.
I'm going to plug in these measurements again. What was it? 8.25 on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
or yes.
8.25.
And then one was 0.75.
6.75 because it was almost 7. We're going to put 100. So I'm just re-plugging in all of the information we just did. And then I'm going to select Generate Template. And you can see it change right here. And what we're going to do next is download the label. Okay, we already did. But let's see what happens. Lauren on trend. Media. Let's see what happens here. Sign up. Oh, there it went. Okay, so here is the PDF. So you can open this up right here. I'm going to open up another tab, and what we're going to do is convert this PDF to a JPEG. That way we can pull it into Design Space easier. PDFs do not mesh well with Design Space. So we're going to convert it, and I literally Googled, you all, I literally Googled convert PDF to JPG. Okay, and then I think I selected this one.
But you can also open it as a PDF and then save as JPEG.
You can, but I feel like I was running into issues with that. Let's see. We can do it that way. Let's see. We'll save it. It's not going to let us save it from there.
Okay. Well.
But let's see here if we can.
File, save as.
Save page as. I don't know. Listen, I had issues with it. So this is how I did it.
Okay.
I just went to this conversion. All you do is just open up where it downloaded. Where did it go? We can choose the file from our recent downloads, wherever it's at. Well, I'm having issues, okay, everybody? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, tapered PDF. And we're going to upload that. I think I just converted the entire page. Choose options. And then it's just going to do that. And then it's a JPEG, and then we'll just download that. So that's like pretty easy. You can do that with lots of PDFs if you've got PDFs. So we just need the JPEG, and what I'm going to do is come back to Design Space, and we are going to upload that JPEG image. Just make sure you're selecting the right one. So let's go to Downloads, and you can see there's a .pdf and a .jpg. We want the JPG. I'm going to hit Complex, Continue. I'm going to remove the background just so I can, it's just easier if you have the background removed. It's not perfect. That's okay. We're not cutting this out. I just need this as a guideline for where I want to put my butterflies, if that makes sense. And I'm going to select Cut Image and Upload. So now we have the tapered file as well as the butterflies. I'm going to add those to the canvas. So this is kind of Design Space heavy, this project is. What we're going to do first, this is gigantic. This is 47 by 30. What I'm going to do is change my width. And now the reason that we did the cut of this is because if we would have just pulled in the square, like the square image and without removing the background, it wouldn't given us as accurate of a width along this top line because there would have been space on each side. And so the border box is what is giving me my measurement. So if there was like white space all around this, that border box would have been giving me like 49 inches rather than 47 inches, if that makes sense. So right now I've got my image locked. It needs to be locked, and I'm going to change my width to 11.5, which is the same width of the top of our tumbler. So 11.5, and you'll see the height is a little bit more than what we had. Our height was like 6.75. Yeah. But that's okay. We literally, this is just a guideline for us to put our butterflies. So I'm just going to kind of keep him over here. We don't really need him right now. We're going to start working with the butterflies. And so what I like to do, I'm going to go ahead and separate all these butterflies out by slicing them away from each other. They're not grouped, so I can't just ungroup them. I have to slice them apart. So I'm going to take a circle, and where the butterflies are placed, you're going to actually end up nicking this butterfly's wing. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it because we'll have to get another one. So I'm going to open this up, and we're going to cover the butterfly, and then I'm going to select the circle and the butterfly image, and then we're going to slice it. And y'all will see where it nicks this little, it barely does it, but still it doesn't. We don't need that. We don't need that. And you can see right here, there's still a little bit of black on it right here. I'm going to slice that off too. So I could have just used the circle that I had, but I'm going to pull a new one in. And I'm going to select the butterfly and the circle and slice it again. And you can see right here, it just stayed. So we can delete all of that. And we've got one little butterfly. I'm going to sit him to the side, and we're going to rinse and repeat. So let's just make this bigger. I'm going to click and drag, select the image and the circle, and then slice it out. And then I'm going to put him over here. And then you can just delete these extra ones. I just don't like to have a lot going on my design space. I like to have it as cleaned up as possible. So I'm deleting things as I don't need them.
These are already sliced out.
Well, there's a little thing right here though.
Could you just contour that out?
I could. Yeah, we can contour it out.
Sorry, I'm sitting here like being very attentive and watching too.
Yeah, so we can just contour that out. Whatever you want to do, either way. Okay, and then so there's our 3 little dudes. And then, so what we're gonna do next is, I'm just gonna delete that. What I'm gonna do is duplicate these. I'm gonna select all of them. I'm gonna duplicate them as separate entities, if that makes sense. And then what I'm gonna do is select each individual one. I'm gonna select contour and hide all contours. I'm gonna do this for 3. So hide all contours. I'm selecting it. I'm going to contour on the bottom right and selecting hide all contours. That's gonna leave us with just the silhouette. So these silhouette shapes are what are gonna be cut out of our color changing vinyl. These are gonna be cut out of our black vinyl. So these are our outlines. They're in black. These are gonna be colored. You can actually change these to the colors that we're using. And I guess I should pick my colors. Well, let's just pick some here. I'm gonna do I wanted to do purple and, oh no, I already did them. I did them. I did purple and green. So let's go ahead and change, that's a purple, and then we'll change these to green, just like this. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start laying these out. So what I did was just go in here and place these, and they're you can do them bigger. The bigger they are, the easier it's gonna be to weed. So let's go overhead. I wanna show y'all. How long do you think this took me to weed?
I know how long it took you to weed.
Like 20?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
If not, yeah, at least.
So I weeded this before we came on screen because it takes so long. But if you have a pen tool, you need to get a pen. If you don't have a pen tool, you need to get one. These are like teeny weeny. Can y'all see this? They're like the tiniest little thing. If you can't get your hands on a pen tool, go get a sewing needle and a mechanical pencil from the dollar store. And there you go, pen tool.
We will add the link to that template site in the description after.
Is it not down there? You don't see it?
I've not looked. I'm just going by what they said.
Okay. I thought I linked it because it was like very important. I meant to link it if I didn't.
Keep going. I'm looking.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is basically, before we place them, this is what you probably should do. And you can do this a variety of different ways. But I am going to duplicate these silhouettes a few times. And then I'm also going to duplicate our butterflies a few times. And then, see, I should have organized this better. But y'all get what I'm saying. I need a bunch of silhouettes and I need a bunch of outlines. So I'm going to put all my outlines over here.
It is not linked, but we will add that for you guys after the live.
It's onlinelabels.com if you're wanting to check it out right now. So this looks like there's a lot going on. Don't let this stress you out because there is kind of a lot going on. But what we're going to do is basically match up an outline with a silhouette. And I'm just going to take an outline, put it over top of the silhouette. I'm going to select them both and then align them to center so they're perfectly lined up. Now you can group these, I guess, if you wanted to while you're arranging them. It's totally up to you. It's going to be easier for you to move things around if they're grouped. And then I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna line them up.
Gonna keep working.
Center them, group them, and then move it onto my plate. If y'all want to change, like if you're getting too many purples or too many greens, you can change to have like a purple of this silhouette. Like I can just go up here and change it to purple. So I'm going to just keep on working. It takes a minute. This is a little bit of a lengthy process, but like worth it, especially with color changing, in my opinion. And you can also, as you add them, if you want to flip them, you can like flip some to be horizontal, or you can flip them horizontally to be facing the other direction. You can even shrink them down. I think it's cute to have like different sizes on here. I think that makes it look really cute. And I'm just going to keep on trucking. But I'm just pulling these in here and kind of moving them around. One other thing that I did, since we're doing a Starbucks tumbler, what you can do, let's go overhead. I measured this little Starbucks girl. I measured the circle. And let's see, it goes from like, I don't know, 2 1/4 inches. No.
So it should be 2 1/4 all the way around.
Yeah, it's like 2 1/4-ish. You want it to be a little bit bigger rather than a little bit smaller.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull in a circle, just a 2 1/4 inch circle. So this is at 2 already. I'm just gonna change it to 2.25, and I'm gonna slap this in the middle of my tapered.
Yep.
And I'm gonna select this as well as my tapered tumbler outline, and I'm going to align them, center them horizontally.
So if you are not layering the vinyl, you can just use the outlines of the butterfly and not add the silhouette or the colored parts that we have.
Oh, yeah.
That's completely up to you. If you don't want to be layering the vinyl, then you don't have to.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm just going to add in a couple more. You can get in here and get really detailed with this. I'll say it's going to take you a hot minute. It's going to take a minute to weed it. It's going to take a minute to line it up. But it's so pretty when it's done. Okay, obviously I like the green background with this spread eagle butterfly. Oops. Let me center those, and then I'm gonna group them. Okay, so that feels pretty good to me.
Carol wants you to show people how you can flip the butterflies using the flip horizontally.
Okay. So if you wanted this one to be facing the other direction, just select it, and you're going to go up here to the top middle, hit flip, and select flip horizontal.
There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so like that's pretty cute to me. I don't really need these other ones. You can just delete if you like. I literally duplicated the crap out of those just so I could, have them. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to ungroup my little butterflies now. Now that I've got them where I want them, I'm going to ungroup everything. I must not have grouped that one. So I'm just selecting it and selecting ungroup. I'm selecting a butterfly and I'm hitting ungroup. And that's because I want to cut all of my black together and I want to cut all my colors separately. So I've got to ungroup them so they're not tied together, if that makes sense. And then what I'm going to do is go back in and I'm going to select all of my black outlines. So you can go in here. I don't think you can hold the shift key to do this. Oh, you can? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can select all of your black outlines over here in the layers panel. I'm holding the shift key and clicking. And that allows me to grab multiples in my layers panel. So shift, I'm holding the shift key and then just clicking with my mouse. Okay. Oh, there's one. Don't want to miss any. There's another one. Did I miss any? Is that it?
I'm trying to see.
I think that's all of them. And then you're going to select attach. So I've selected all. Oh no, why did that one do that?
You probably accidentally selected the purple layer as well.
Oh, okay. Redo. We're just grabbing the outline.
Black layers.
Oh, this one's the one that's doing it for some reason. I'm just going to hide that. I don't need him in my life. I don't need that negativity.
No.
Okay, we'll bring him back in a second, but I'm going to click. I'm I'm holding the shift key and clicking with my mouse all of the black outlines again because I was having an issue.
So we've had a couple people ask about the Starbucks cups.
Okay.
You can get them. I think like people will sometimes resell them on Amazon. Your best bet is just to go to a Starbucks and get them there. I don't know that they sell them online. If you don't necessarily care for Starbucks or never been in a Starbucks or don't, know what the draw is to those, you can just get these lidded plastic cups from Amazon and do the same thing. Yeah. As far as Carol asked what it was the draw to the Starbucks, I don't know. People just like them. Now you used to be able to take them in and refill them so they were reusable. I don't know that they have opened that back up for people to do that yet, though.
I did not ungroup. This is why it's happening. So hold on. That's why it was doing it. I was like, what is happening? Okay, so this one may not line up perfectly, but that's okay because I'm going to be showing you all 2 different methods on how to line this up. So that's okay. So I pulled my attached butterflies over to the left so they're out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is attach all of my purples together. So I'm just clicking these. I'm going to attach them. You can move them out of the way. And then I'm going to select all of my greens. I'm going to attach those. And then I can just pull them down. And then we don't need any of this. We don't need it. You can just hide it. You can delete it. We don't need it for anything else. Because we just needed it as a guideline to design it. So this looks wild.
Okay, so we asked, yes, Miss P, she was just selecting the black outline first to attach all of that together once she got her design set. Then she selected all of the purple layers, all the purple butterflies, attached them, and then selected all of the green ones and attached them.
Yes. So the reason we do that is because we want all of the purple to be on one mat, all of the green on one mat, and all the black on one mat. So what I'm going to do next is select Make It. And we are using a Maker 3 today. And I'll just say I did not reattach my blacks. And so they're like all over the place. So make sure all your stuff's attached. So you want it to be attached because we want it to be in the shape that we planned it to be in. If that makes sense. Because we want it to fit onto our tumbler correctly. Now, if you're really like particular about wasting vinyl, this is not the tutorial for you. This is not your journey. I'm just kidding. You can do this. But if you want it to be laid on there exactly the shape of the tumbler, you're going to end up kind of, I don't want to say wasting a lot of vinyl, but you do use a lot of vinyl.
Right.
And it's not really a waste because it looks amazing. But you can do these butterflies individually. Like if you wanted to individually layer and place them on here, I'm going to show y'all how to do that. But if you just want to wrap it and like do it really quick, this is the easier way. You're just going to lose vinyl. So that's the downside.
Yep.
So we've got all of our mats ready. And what we're going to do next is select Continue. And I'm using the Maker 3. Now, for the StarCraft vinyl, it's just regular premium vinyl. This is permanent adhesive vinyl. So I'm just going to type in premium. It's matte. I think it's permanent, actually. It's weird that they have a removable matte and a permanent glossy, but not like the opposites.
Yeah, just do permanent.
Yeah, we'll just do permanent glossy, done. And then we're going to send that through the Cricut. I'm not changing the pressure or anything like that. Voila, it's cut. This is what you'll end up with after you weed it. So it's going to look something like this. This design won't match what I just designed on the computer because I did this before we came in here.
Because it does take so long to weed.
Because it takes forever to weed.
And it takes a while to cut.
Yes. So listen, these plastic Starbucks ones are not as expensive as the bougie ones that Lauren gets. But they're nice still. I like them. And then, so after you've cut your black outlines, we're going to move on to the colored. So you're just going to lay your vinyl on your mat the same way that you would lay any other regular vinyl. I want to come in with a disclaimer on Tech Wrap because every Tech Wrap vinyl you order, I don't know what's all over this, will come with a piece of film, okay? Let me just save you some heartache.
Yes.
Peel it off. If you order anything from Tech Wrap, any vinyl has it. It doesn't matter.
Check for that film.
It's on there. It's on it. Like if you think it's not, it probably is. And then you're just gonna line this up, and I'm using a brayer. Now this color changing vinyl is a lot thicker than the black, like the regular permanent vinyl, it's almost like if you had 2 layers of vinyl.
Yeah.
Like it feels more substantial, like it's thick. So back in Design Space, I would use, this is what I like to use personally. I used this setting yesterday to cut some stuff, and I was like, ooh, this is my deep cut setting. So I'm going to type in holographic sparkle vinyl. Listen, this gets it done, okay?
More holographic sparkle vinyl.
There's no cut setting for color changing vinyl. Listen, I use holographic sparkle vinyl because I know it's going to get through.
Yeah.
And on the Maker 3, I use more pressure because I have trust issues with the Maker 3. If you have a Maker, you can just go in default pressure. And that would be it. So we'll go normal pressure, send it through the Cricut, and it's going to come out looking something like this. So you'll end up having 2 separate sheets of the 2 colors that you're using. So we're going to end up stacking all of this, and then we're going to apply it to our cup, and that's it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean my cup really quick with alcohol. This is like, I don't want to say this is totally necessary because I don't always do it. I do it for y'all really because I know that y'all like me to clean my cups with alcohol, and our alcohol pump's not working. So let's open this up. The reason we clean with alcohol is just to make sure there's nothing on the surface of the cup before we apply vinyl. This is a brand new cup. Sorry. Brand new cup. We haven't even used it. So we've got our cup. She's going to be drying off. This is the juicy part. Buckle up, everybody.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Buckle up, buckos. Okay. Hold on. I need to dry this. My glass of water was sweating all over our table. Okay. So this is what we have. We've got 3 layers of vinyl. This is what we're working with. I need y'all's undivided attention. These are our 3 layers. Can y'all see those even? Can we see them? Okay.
We're not there on the...
Oh, Lauren's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Lauren's getting a delayed response. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first, the first layer that's important is our black layer. So I'm gonna take some of this Caesar, and ooh, that's a little bit skinny. We'll save this for another project because I want this to cover my entire piece. I don't wanna have to be trying to like skimp on my transfer. So I'm just gonna line this up and then cut it straight down. Okay. And then I'm gonna trim it this way. I'm not a very neat cutter, can you tell? I just kind of do it.
It's all good.
It's all good. Okay. What I'm gonna do next is just put this, I'm gonna put this transfer right over top of the butterflies, the black butterflies. So we're just doing the outline right now. I'm gonna taco method it on. So we're touching in the middle, and then we're just laying it down flat. And then I'm gonna take my brayer. You can just use a burnishing tool. I just grab a brayer all the time. It's my fave. Bray it down really good. I will say another thing. Tech wrap vinyl does not like to transfer well. I guess this is a mini review. It doesn't like to transfer well, so I just want you all to be forewarned about that. And also what we're gonna do, so from now, I'm gonna show you all 2 different methods. So what I'm gonna do you think I should just like cut this right up the middle?
Probably.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is show you all, if you wanted to wrap a large section at a time, I'm gonna show you all with this left side how you can do all of this at one time, and I'm gonna show you all with this right side how you can just individually do these butterflies and place them on there. Because I thought that I would prefer doing the full wrap because it would be quicker, but it's a lot harder to line them up when you're doing it that way. So I'm gonna show you all the parchment paper method doing a big section. So we need, I'm gonna be doing the purple first, and I'm gonna need parchment paper. So I'm just gonna pull out a sheet. Y'all, I thought this was such baloney. I was like, there's no way that's not gonna stick to the parchment paper. Didn't you feel that when you first did it? I was like, it's gonna stick. I don't trust it, it's gonna stick. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is remove the backer from my black outline. And I can already tell that it's not wanting to go onto my transfer. Hold on. Come on, Bobby. Don't do me. Okay, I'm gonna peel this back layer off.
Now, I will say the black that you've got right there is Tech Wrap, right?
No, it's Caesar. So I don't know what the problem is.
Starcraft, you mean?
I mean, Starcraft, yes. Please don't do this to me today. It's Starcraft.
Okay, I see that now.
But it was like in the bottom of our vinyl bucket.
So it
so
could be
maybe
old?
it's old. I don't know. Does vinyl expire? Y'all tell me.
I don't know.
Okay, it's not doing bad. It's not doing terrible. It's just not great. You want to use your best vinyl for doing things like this, I think.
Especially with intricate cuts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Intricate cuts can be very, very tricky.
Yes. So I'm just going to, I'm going to fold one of these edges. So I've got my parchment paper right here. I've got my butterflies right here, sticky side up. Okay. I'm going to fold an edge on this parchment paper. I'm just going to fold an edge just like this. And then I am going, let's see, I want to do it this way. So I'm planning right now because I think I'm going to go in the purple first. And I'm going to line this butterfly up with this butterfly silhouette. And so what I want to do is lay this piece of these outlines, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of an edge. I hope that makes sense to y'all. So like this. So you can see like the butterflies are hanging off the edge here. And then what I'm going to do is line up this butterfly with the purple. So, and I'm also going to line this up right here. So really all I have to concentrate on is lining up this edge, and everything should follow suit. That's what should happen. Okay?
Yes.
So just so we're clear, that's what should happen. So I am just going to line this up as close as I possibly can. And y'all, this ain't easy, okay? I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. Okay. Oh.
This is why I think there is okay, now your big head, it was in the way, but it's okay.
It's gone. It's
It's
gone.
all good.
Okay.
This is what this is, I guess what I'm saying, why Alicia is wanting to show you two different methods, because this is not going to work for everybody.
Right. Okay, so once it's down, I've got my hand under here and I'm pulling this parchment paper back. Don't tell me it's going to try to stick to my parchment paper today. All right.
It's not going to.
Let's just take a moment of silence, okay,
The devil
everybody?
is playing with the church's money.
There's something happening here, and I need it to stop happening. Why is it doing that, y'all? Did I use the wrong side? There's not a wrong side. Okay.
It's coming, isn't it?
No, it's not. This butterfly, he wants to come with me, and I need you to stay. Stay on there. Okay, we're just going to keep going. This one's going to go on there. He doesn't want to stay with me. That's cool. Why, like, I don't understand the discrimination. Why did that one butterfly didn't want to go on there? All right, we're committed, you guys, so it's happening. This is why I don't prefer this method.
Not today, Satan.
It is a good hack if you can master it. I mean, good for you if this is your, what you want to do with your life. Okay.
So did he come with you, or did he eventually stay?
Why do I feel like, am I missing butterflies? What? Oh no. Okay. Gosh, y'all, I'm tripping out. I'm tripping. Okay. We haven't put the green ones. We haven't put the green ones on
You just need to take a breather.
Okay. I'm gonna peel off the one butterfly that didn't attach. Okay. We'll peel. He's on here. One little guy did not want to go. He was having issues. So now that I've got my purple ones on here, I'm going to peel this off. Should I cut this up too? I'm going to cut this one in half. Since we're just working with the half, if that makes sense. We're going to individually do these ones here in a minute with the other one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna braid this down really good, and I'm gonna peel off the backer, and we are going to line up the green butterflies now. So, just gonna peel this off. And now you can reuse the parchment paper hack, or you can just eyeball it if you want to. And you can see where my purple ones are coming off. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Here we go, here we go. Beautiful. Okay. I'm just gonna trim this paper. Okay, so I've got this is my purple one, and I've got to put my green ones on now. So we're gonna just do the same process. So I'm just gonna fold a little edge over. So we've got a nice straight line. I'm just folding this edge over just like this. And then I'm going to line it up just right there. So I've got a little bit of my butterfly showing, and then I can actually line it up on my greens. So we are lining up this, you can see these two go here. So I'm just gonna line this up. Sorry if my big old head's in the way.
Everybody is loving the fact that we mess up. It makes them feel less bad about it themselves.
Good, I'm glad.
Listen, if you all only knew the amount of times we messed up.
No, yeah, it's like it's regularly.
I think for each project, it's at least twice.
Oh yeah.
If not more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That way we can teach you guys how not to mess up.
Right. Okay, I'm just pulling these off. Is it perfectly aligned? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I don't want those to stick. I've just got an extra sheet of paper here. I'm gonna pull this underneath here so that my butterflies don't stick to the table.
It is. Diana said it has to be hard doing this and also teaching and telling us what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
So it is a lot different. Like when Alicia and I craft in the craft room, a lot of times we don't talk.
Right.
Like when we're getting serious about it, we don't speak.
We'll specifically say like, don't talk to me, because
Yeah.
I have to concentrate. So I'm just cutting off this part because we're gonna do these individually.
Here's your little guy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Come off.
Oh, he's Beetle.
He's Beetle.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick them here because I'm gonna put them on in just a moment. Okay, so we've got our left portion. What I'm gonna do now is just pull up this transfer tape off of, I'm gonna just peel all this off of here, and then we're gonna apply it to our cup. I can't wait to put ice water in this so you guys can just have your minds blown.
I know.
It's so satisfying. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is take my cup. Did I bring a burnishing tool in here? Here, this is perfect. I'm gonna use this little container. Okay, can y'all see what I'm doing? So I'm gonna be putting this left side. These butterflies are on the left side, so I'm using this circle as a guide. And I am just going to apply this just like so. And I'm just kind of pushing down the butterflies individually, and I can already tell that I did not perfectly line this up. The beauty in these butterflies is that it looks like their wings are fluttering. And honestly, it's not easy, you guys. Like, it's not easy to get these perfectly lined up. That's why the wrap method, for me, I haven't perfected it, and I know there's people out there that have, but I have not yet. But it is a good hack that you could get better at, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I'm just attaching all of these on here. I'll pull this off. Voila. And then let's attach our little buddy. We've got one little random guy over here. I'm just placing him on. Okay. So we've got one side. Yay. Okay. Now what I'm going to do for the right side is very similar, but I'm going to individually apply these. So you could use parchment paper if you wanted. I don't really think it's going to be necessary. What I'm going to do is just cut out a butterfly, lay it on here, and then put it onto my cup. And so I'm just going to work my way around my design. So this is the top left green
So
one.
really, you could do these individually and place them as you go. So if you wanted to save on vinyl,
right,
you could do this and place them. You can kind of get an idea of where you want them, then refer back to your design space and place them where you want them on your cup.
yes.
Or if you wanted to place the black layer down each butterfly individually and then come back and add your green and then add the black layer to the purple and then come back and add your purple around the green.
Yes, you could totally do that. And so I know that this one goes up here because that's kind of where it was on the design. So I'm just gonna apply these individually and then peel off the transfer. So you can see I just did that one individually, and I'm just gonna keep working my way around this design. So this one goes on the bottom. What?
She said, yeah, this method is what I'll be doing. That wrap is a bit much.
It's aggressive.
It's, yeah.
But listen, we just did it and it's done. And now I'm on my second butterfly. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it goes faster.
I think the big hack for this tapered tumbler is really just the label maker. The label maker, so you can have the tapered tumbler. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm just keeping on going. I mean, this is cute. This is looking cute, guys. We've got just a few more. If y'all are new here and you're like, what are you guys doing? We craft live we try to do Tuesday and Wednesday, and if you remember, Thursdays.
Yes.
Even. In October, we've got a couple Mondays even planned. So we go live a lot, and we just do live crafting with you all. We are having our yearly members only summit on Saturday, and it's going to be Christmas crafts. So if you all are interested in becoming a member, when you sign up for our yearly subscription, you get an all access pass to that, which is really fun. It's going to be really fun. And we're doing $30 off for our yearly membership today. So that will be a good time.
A real good time.
A real good time. All right, actually, this was the green one. I'm trying to see what I'm doing, but also not get my head in the way.
It's very hard to do that.
It is. Okay.
It's still cute.
But still so cute and fun. So let's do the magic. What camera angle do we want to be at? Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move. I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way so you can get the full effect, okay? If I set it here, can y'all see it? Good? Okay. Fingers crossed I don't spill this. All right, so it's white now. Here we go.
Here we go, here we go.
Oh, my ice is stuck, but it'll still change.
Ah!
Eee!
So cute.
Oh my gosh, didn't you guys love it? I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, this one hasn't changed up here because my water isn't all the way to the top. And my ice is stuck in my jar, but the pink and green looks cute. I love it.
I like.
All right, that's it. Any questions? Y'all love it? Here, I'll bring it.
Everyone is loving it. They say so cute. A lot of people are saying that they think if they did it, they would do it individual.
Okay, that's interesting because I felt like that took me a lot longer than the other way.
The individual?
The individual took me longer than doing it all together.
Oh, I almost.
The lid won't stay. I don't know what the deal is.
Feel that.
But that pink is pretty. That is like my fave pink.
That's, oh,
And
look,
green.
Look, I just barely put my finger on it.
And it went back
And
white.
it turned back white.
Y'all, did you know they have
Hot hands.
mood changing vinyl?
Mood changing?
Like our
Oh, we do have
mood
some,
ring
don't
vinyl?
we?
Yeah, we have some. We haven't used it yet, but.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so we use Tech Wrap vinyl for the color changing, and the black is Starcraft, and everything's linked below for you guys, except for the online labels.
Which we will do. Yeah.
But Lauren, there are a lot of people here already.
I know, and I think we've got so many things to do on this table. Like, I love chit-chatting with you guys, but if
It's
you want
time
me to
to
get
get
through this in
going.
an hour, we're gonna have to get crafting.
Let's get to
Let's
it.
get crafting.
We need to know the supplies, Lauren, that you need for today's project. This is incredible. I'm super excited.
First off, I have some of the supplies, but I have my box of supplies because there are so many supplies for this. However, most of these are things that you should have at your house, most of them. Some of them you will not. So the glitters, and I have actually linked all of the different colors of glitter. We'll go overhead so I can show you guys. I've linked all of these different colors in your supply list. These are all Starcraft glitters. We've got Pirate's Cove, Baked Bronze, Sunbathe, Goldfish, and this one is Don't Be Coy. So these are all the ones. As you can see, we have 2 chunky glitters, and then we have 3 fine glitters. So this is the key when you are making these snow globe tumblers. You do not need to use all fine glitter. You have to use some type of chunky glitter. And I would honestly try my best to do like a, if not 50-50, it needs to be a good majority of chunky glitter.
Now, why do you prefer the chunky glitter? Does it show up better? Do you need to use less of it? Like, what's the secret here?
So the secret sauce for this is the chunky glitter, and I'll turn this upside down. If you use too much fine glitter, it ends up clumping. You can see over here, this fine glitter clumping up right here, but that chunky glitter kind of breaks it apart. So adding that chunky glitter really helps to break that fine glitter apart, and it doesn't clump together, and because it tends to try to stick together when it's all in there and just fine glitter. So that's why you really want a good base of chunky glitter, and these 2 are really, really great, especially the Don't Be Coy is a great one. And it's very versatile. Like, I feel like it could be used with so many different projects because it's an iridescent glitter. So what it's going to do is it's going to pick up whatever fine glitter color you have in here, and it's going to reflect that. So this would be a great one to grab because it's not silver, it's not gold, it's got that iridescent color to it. So it's going to pick up whatever color you use.
So Joanne said, does it just give more contrast?
So it does give more contrast, but like I said, if you can see, it's kind of hard. Sometimes it'll chunk up, like right here, we overhead. What happens is that fine glitter just chunks up.
I love it.
And see how it's over here, but that chunky glitter breaks it apart so that it's not so chunky in your cup.
So would you say ideal world, 75% chunky, 25% fine, just to kind of be the filler?
I would say, or 60-40 is a good.
Yeah, okay.
60-40 is good.
Love it.
So obviously our base is the glitter. You definitely need a double-walled cup. These we just got from Amazon. Now we are going to be drilling holes in this cup, so just know that it's not going to be vacuum sealed after that, so you're going to get condensation if you use this as a cold cup. Before we break, if you just use it like this, you will not get this condensation on the outside, but no, once we break through the bottom, you are going to, you will get condensation on the outside. So that's just a FYI disclaimer. For the inside, we are using glycerin. Now this is very important. You don't just want to use water. You want to use, we're doing about 1/3 glycerin, 2/3 water, and we're doing it in a squirt bottle. I already have some here. I'll probably mix some more. But this is just, we got this on Amazon. It is linked down below, but just you can get it at Walmart.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah, it's very common. But we are using glycerin. That is very important for this cup. And then, let's see.
So pretty much, I mean, let's just recap everything you've got going on today. I mean, we've got, you're drilling through the cup.
Drilling through the cup.
You're adding your glitter, glycerin, water mix.
Yes.
You've got to seal your cup back.
Yes.
We've got to make whatever, we haven't even got to the top, which is beautiful.
Yes.
And we've got a Cricut element.
Yes.
This is going to be amazing.
This is huge.
This is
huge. So I also, here's another one. I used Call Me Captain, and this is going to be for the little whipped cream, so we'll save that for later. That's just a little extra because I like to be a little extra. Today we are using heat transfer vinyl and permanent vinyl.
Woohoo!
So we are teaching you all and showing you all how you can use heat transfer vinyl on top of permanent vinyl. That's what we did with this cup. Because basically I didn't have the color that I wanted in permanent vinyl, and so we had it in heat transfer. I used heat transfer vinyl, ironed it on my permanent, good to go.
Amazing.
You are going to need piping bags if you plan on doing the whipped cream portion. So we're gonna set this over here. We've got cup portion, vinyl portion, whipped cream portion.
Amazing.
Lots of stuff. I just added a little bit of cinnamon on top. Once again, this is just me being extra. You don't have to. This is the start of the whips. We'll tell about that in a minute. If you are going to do the whips, you're gonna need the Fast and Final lightweight spackling. This is very important for this. It's super lightweight, but just a little heads up, this is not going to be dishwasher safe, food safe. So I'm gonna show you two different options for this. One that you can take off and use as decoration, and then if you want to put it on top of the cup, this one I actually attach to the top of the cup. So we're gonna give you two different options today.
It's really cool.
Okay. You're definitely gonna need clear packing tape. This is going to be to help seal the bottom of your cup back. This is a star tip, and this is gonna go with your popping stuff if you are doing the whipped creams.
I just want to give a good disclaimer right now. If you're like, okay, there's a lot of supplies here, I think I have a lot of these on hand, guess what? The description of this video has everything down below. So take a look. We have linked, if you need to grab anything, we've linked it all for you, which is incredible. But let's say you don't want, say you have a lot of these supplies, just go through and be like, check, 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 check. Like I have my own glitter, I have this and that. The supply list is there for you all just to reference and to be support for you, because this project, you are going to want to recreate it.
Yes. Okay, so let's go overhead. I know I said that I use StarCraft vinyl, and that's what we're going to use today, but I found this at Dollar Tree and forgot that I put this in my box. These colors are almost exactly the colors. So if you have a Dollar Tree close, these are 6 different glitter colors that you could use for this tumbler and not have to buy the full bottles from 143.
I love it.
Just a FYI.
You're given lots of options, and I'm
lots of options, trying to make sure that you all have all the options. So, without further ado, we are going to get started.
This is gonna be awesome.
It is going to be amazing. So let's go overhead, and I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do first. So before I start the drilling process, I'm going to mix my glitters in a bowl here. So I want to start out with my chunky glitters and make sure I'm not measuring, I'm measuring with my heart. I like to measure with my heart a lot, especially cooking, crafting, everything else. We just measure with our heart.
If you see Lauren make some mashed potatoes, you know her heart isn't going in the right direction.
Oh yeah, measure with our heart. So the key to this is getting a really, it's hard to give you exact measurements on how much glitter for each cup. So we're just gonna start out with a little bit. We can always mix more. That's what I loved. I like to start out with small, mix more later if you have to. So once again, we're just coming in here and we're gonna measure with our heart. Whoop. Sometimes our heart says more.
So Joanne, we do not recommend using any like plugs and like gluing it. What you're going to see, Lauren's going to explain to you our process, and it's really permanent and it will work really well for you today. Yeah. Another question, I didn't get to see the Dollar Tree glitter. Is that fine glitter or is it a mix?
It's just fine glitter. That's
okay.
The only thing, is it is just fine glitter. That's why I said this Don't Be Coy is a great glitter to have on hand as a chunky glitter if you plan on making multiple cups, because it is so versatile. So you could actually do your full like 60% base of just this Don't Be Coy if you wanted to. I just really like this Pirate's Cove. So you could do that and then add in your Dollar Tree fine glitter if you didn't think that you were going to use these oranges or any of those much more.
I love it.
So no, the Dollar Tree was not a chunky glitter, so we're just mixing this around. I feel like that's a pretty good place to start, because a little, honestly, a little goes a lot further than you think with this cup. So we've got this mixed. What we're gonna do is now we are going to start the process of drilling into our cup. And I did see where Megan said earlier that the drilling part is the scariest, and I can agree, it can be. But using a light finger on your trigger is key when it comes to drilling through your cup. So I'm actually using, the size of this drill bit is 11/64. It doesn't have to be this precise. You just don't want to go too small. This is not going to create a big enough hole to put all your glitter through. So that's why I chose the 11/64. So I'm going to put this in here. Make sure that locks.
This is the hard. I would say this is the hardest part.
Yeah.
This is it. Like, if you can do this, have help to do this. Once you do this one time, you're gonna be obsessed with this technique.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna want to do so many of these, like white chocolate mocha one,
Yep.
like all of them.
So this cup was actually my first cup ever doing the snow globe tumbler.
Really?
Yes, it was my very first snow globe tumbler.
We love the snow globe tumbler.
I am obsessed now.
Courtney made like 5, I feel like 5 of them last year, and she got addicted.
I know. Okay, so what we're doing is this center of the screen. We good? Okay, so what you want to do is you want to try your best to get as close to this edge as possible. You don't want to get in toward the middle, because then you have you run the risk of putting your drill bit through the second layer, this inner wall. So you want to try your best to get out here to the outer wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this down, and we're just using light pressure. We're going to start drilling through our first wall on this tumbler. So once again, let's get it right here. There we go. And you're going to see the acrylic start curling up. It's okay. You don't want to push very hard. See? And then it comes through. Leave it there. Reverse your drill bit and pull it out. And actually, now that I'm looking at this drill bit may be, it may not be, it may be big enough. We'll see. We'll play around with it. So one thing that I discovered when doing this, some people just do one side. I like to drill through both sides.
Wow.
Because I feel like that allows the air. So when you add the glycerin and water mixture to one side, it kind of pushes the air out through the other side, so you don't get a lot of bubbles in there.
Smart. Love this.
So we're going to drill through this side. Once again, I was just afraid that it might be too small, but I think we're going to be good. Next thing you're going to do. So we have started I already have some glycerin and water mixed here in this thing, so I'm going to use what I have first. Now, what I did is I just took this bottle, I filled it up so you can kind of eyeball. You know, me and Alicia are queens of eyeballing. We're just going to break it up, so I filled it about 1/3 of the way full of glycerin and the rest filled with water. And this is how much I used. Let's go to the front camera. So I used about a half of this bottle, probably a little more than half of this bottle for 1 cup. So for each bottle, you should be able to possibly fill 2 cups with this.
How neat.
So I love that. We are going to first add in.
Kathy is so glad that you actually are able to share the bit size. It's the first time she's heard anyone actually tell her what bit size to use. So thank you.
Well, I'm here for it.
Look at
So
this.
we're going to put a little bit of water in the bottom first. Now what this does is this prevents this glitter from getting clogged down here.
Oh.
What happens is it kind of starts floating around down here. If you don't put your water glycerin mixture first, the glitter is going to stay down here, and it's hard for that mixture to get in between all the glitters.
Wow.
So that's why we like to put the water in first.
Okay, now Megan's throwing you a curveball.
Distilled water or regular tap water. Listen, I grabbed a bottle of water out of the pack that we have. I think it's just spring water. So this is a spring water mixture. I don't think that, I don't think it matters.
Right.
I just think if you just having some water, I think tap water will be fine. So here is my next trick for you guys. When it comes to filling glitter, you all know that it can be a pain.
Yes.
And get very messy.
What's the secret?
The secret sauce to this is we are going to take this tape, we're going to cut it.
I got to see you and Courtney developing the secret.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And we are going to take our tape, we're going to wrap it with the sticky side on the outside. If you put the sticky side on the inside, your glitter is just going to get stuck. So we're going to take our tape and we're going to wrap it around the outside of our cup so that we create a wall on the outside.
It looks a little crazy.
It does look a little cray-cray.
Looks a little like, what is she doing?
What is this crazy woman doing? Okay, let's go overhead. Do y'all see my little wall of tape? Now what you're going to do, mix this up once more.
Oh my gosh, these colors. Guys, are you all not huge fan of these colors?
Let's get this little guy.
Are you not dying over the colors?
We're just gonna fill up the top.
Woohoo!
Just a little bit. And then y'all, we're just gonna start
Love
tapping.
it. Lauren, they're so focused. They're not commenting because they're watching this technique. Everyone has their eyes peeled in this project. How long does a project usually take you when you're making either a snow globe tumbler or a regular tumbler? So, Lauren, how long would you say this would take start to finish?
Start to finish, is this with or without the whipped cream?
Let's say without the whipped cream.
Without the whipped cream, 30 minutes.
Wow. So this is really, I mean,
Not
once you
very
get your
long.
process done, down, it's going to be really, really good.
And honestly, you could do it less than that too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is incredible.
We're going to actually take this drill bit and we're going to start pushing it down in here. This is the smaller drill bit. I'm just going to start moving it. So
Patty
this
says we are paying attention.
So you can take a toothpick. I just have this drill bit handy. I'm just going to start moving this around, and I'm going to put some on the other side too, because I don't want it all to go in one side and just completely clump up on that side. So it takes a minute. Let's see. Stacy says every time I make a snow globe tumbler, it leaks from the top. Huh.
Wonder what kind of cup you're using, Stacy.
I don't know. That's another thing. Once you make these, do not put them in the dishwasher. Because, once again, we've said it once, we'll say it again. Handmade equals...
Yes, hand wash.
Hand wash.
Woohoo.
Okay, so
Kathy
if
is like,
I was
I'm
making
watching
this
it
again,
so close.
or if I was making another one, I must have grabbed the wrong drill bit. I may have Alicia or somebody bring in the drill bits and tell you another size, because I think this 11/64, it's a good size to put your glycerin and stuff in, and if you have time, it leaves less room for error, I guess, with hitting that second wall, but it is a little more time consuming with pushing this glitter through. So just keep that in mind. The bigger drill bit you use, the easier the glitter will go through it. However, you do take more of a risk of hitting that second wall. I think the 11/64 is probably a good bet. If you're scared, just make sure you have, I mean, it's going to take some time pushing this glitter through. Let's see. Would it be easier without the chunky glitter? So, Margaret, if you were here at the beginning, remember I said the reason we're using the chunky glitter is because if we don't use the chunky glitter, what's going to happen is that fine glitter is going to just clump up, and what it's going to do is it's not going to flow as easy, and it's not going to look as pretty.
So Kathy says, why do you put the hole near the edge?
Why do you put the hole near the edge? That is a great question. So the reason we put the hole near the edge is because if you put it in the center, what's going to happen is that glitter's just going to sit there on the top. It's not going to move around the sides. Us putting it on the sides allows the glitter to go down the side walls of this cup. You don't want it stuck right there on top. And if you missed it, we did drill 2 holes, 1 on each side, so that way when we add our water and glycerin mixture, then well, if I can get in there, when we add the water glycerin mixture, it pushes the air out on this side so that we don't get bubbles. If you can see, let me try to hold it to the side. You can see we don't have any bubbles here. It allows the air to flow through this side while the water comes through this other side. Just
Love
like
it.
the arrow, it's science.
That's incredible.
And then, after we did our first round of glitter, you all can see nothing is getting stuck.
Woo-hoo.
So we're just gonna mix this around. And really, you can use as little or as much glitter as you'd like. This is going to be personal preference. So now we're going to mix this again. And we're going to add some more. And I actually think I'm gonna add a little bit more orange with this one. So I'm just gonna come in here and add some more orange on the top of this. And that's the beauty with this project, is you can do it literally however you want.
Yay! Oh my gosh, this tumbler is so good. I mean, you guys are gonna love it. This is the hardest part. Like the Cricut part for today's project, super easy.
I mean,
a
breeze.
A breeze. And then to literally Lauren is going to show you how to put icing on the cake on top of your project
now
today.
let me just go ahead and say this icing on the cake is something that's going to take a couple days. And the reason being is because this has to dry. So just keep that in mind if you are wanting to make them made possibly to sell. I would suggest you batch your whipped cream all in one, like do it, and just know that production is going to take a little longer. Like it's not going to be a one-day thing. It's going to take a couple days.
So look at you. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Now we're going to add more of our water glycerin mixture.
Look at this. I like how you're doing. So if you all are just tuning in, she recommends the water glycerin base first, just a little, to help with your glitter. And then you just kind of go back and forth. Add the glitter, add the glycerin, back and forth.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome. Look at that.
And then, let's see. Let's put some on this side because I think this is where most of our glitter went. And that's one thing, just keep in mind, see where your glitter went so that it doesn't get so chunky. And then I don't want to like turn it upside down completely just yet because it will fall out the bottom. Just keep that in mind.
Love it.
I think we've got a pretty good base of chunky. I'm gonna add some more. I think I was a little light-handed on this fine glitter today. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more right here. As you all can see, that fine glitter just goes right in there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But see, this is what I was talking about, you see right here, this is why we don't just use fine glitter. Like I've got enough chunky in there that it's going to disperse, but this is why we don't use just fine glitter, okay?
Love it.
So we're gonna put this in here, break it up, and then we're gonna mix it.
Woohoo! Look at that.
See, so if that does that, just use the heel of your hand and bust that up. But that's why we like to use it.
Really kind of helps too.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh no! I lost my walls. We're gonna put our walls back on. Actually, while our walls are off, let's make sure. Let's check this. I'm gonna put my fingers over top of here, and we're gonna see what we think. I still think we need some more glitter. I don't know. Maybe. What do y'all think? More glitter? I think we can always use more glitter.
Yeah, always could use more. I mean, the finished product has so much in it. It looks so good.
Okay, so we're building our wall again. Building our tape wall. I don't know if this tape wall is going to say. I might have to do a new tape wall. This is another thing. If you all are doing this, it's going to get messy.
Yes, get your space
prepared.
ready.
Be prepared for the mess. Let's see. This is the one thing that packing tape
is magical.
It is, but when I'm using it for this, like it's hard to see and let's see.
Oh my goodness. So we have Diane. She said, I wasn't going to buy resin, but now you forced me. Guys, this is a great reason to try out UV resin.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a practical project. You are opening up, you know, this double-walled tumbler. You're adding in something and making it something so new, and then you're going to use this UV resin to kind of seal it up very quickly. Like Lauren, you know, 30, 45 minutes, and you're going to have an amazing double-walled glitter tumbler.
Yes, which is actually something I just realized. We've been using UV resin so much.
We love it.
We've been passing it around. It's currently not in here.
Oh, let me go grab it.
Thank you. Because we will be using that here in just a second. Okay, y'all. This is, once again, I apologize. This is the longest portion of this project, is getting this glitter in here. It's my favorite, but it does take a minute. I've been wanting to do this, but I'm so nervous about messing up. Kathy, do not be nervous. I promise you, because once you do it the very first time, you're gonna be absolutely hooked with this. My first snow globe tumbler was the one that you see on our thumbnail. So don't fret. Messing up is part of crafting, but I really don't think this is, in my opinion, a pretty foolproof craft. The only thing is using that drill. If you're not comfortable with a drill,
have a friend help you out with it. Like this, I mean, you also got to see Lauren do that process just a few moments ago, and it really isn't that challenging. Like, if you've never worked with a drill, maybe do some, you know, just drill some on a spare piece of wood or something just to get comfortable with it before you head to the tumbler. But once you do this project, it'll kind of set you up to do other projects. And you guys know, having the power of a drill and things like that is kind of a great skill to have. So I think you all are gonna love it.
Oh, that's working.
How much would you sell this tumbler for? Oh my goodness. I think this could be kind of more of a higher end tumbler. I mean, this is definitely for someone that celebrates and loves the season. This is not a $20 tumbler for me.
No.
This would be probably closer to $35 tumbler for me, and things like that. So this is definitely for the people that truly appreciate the season.
Okay, here we go.
Yay!
Using the heel of your hand to move this glitter around is very important.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna make sure that our glitter falls and it's not stuck.
Yes.
Okay, I think we are ready to fill the rest up and then add our resin.
Woohoo!
Yay! So what we're gonna do now, we are going to wipe the top of our, where are our, there they are. They normally sit up here. We're just gonna wipe the top of our cup off.
Kathy, you can totally make this project. No need to be nervous whatsoever. You will love doing this. Nice and slow. We feel comfortable enough to do it as a live stream. So any project you see that we do as a live stream, it means that we know you're capable of it. There's not many things that can go wrong. It is something, I mean, that we just did live. So you can't tell me that you couldn't do it because you can't, right? Like, you're go rock it. So Lauren's adding in her last little bit of glycerin.
So now you're gonna add the water glycerin mixture all the way to the top.
Okay, Joanne, we have other cups that we actually love. Any double wall cup will work. We had the kids some smaller ones, and that was what we tested on and kind of developed our process. Courtney did. She did a live stream from the Christmas time. And I loved it because it has a really big area at the bottom to kind of allow you to fill in.
Yes.
So there are different sizes. Just look at the double wall tumblers.
Yes. So the ones that she used was actually, they were double walled like wine glasses.
Yes.
They have a lot more area at the bottom that you can work with. So what I have done is I have added, and there's a little bubble right here of air. So I'm going to try to move that. Oops. I'm spilling out the side. I'm just going to move that bubble over this way, and I'm going to fill up this edge. And it's going to pop out the other side. Okay, so we're good. We've got enough in there right now. You are now just going to make sure that this is wiped off.
Love it.
We are going to take our UV resin. This is the J Diction is our favorite. We absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do first with this tumbler specifically, there is a little bit of an indentation here at the bottom. I'm going to fill that up with UV resin. But first, before we fill it up, we are going to take our clear packing tape. We are going to cut a couple pieces off. So we've got our clear packing tape. We're going to take a very small piece, just enough to cover up the holes, and we are going to cover up this side of the cup with that clear packing tape. We're going to make sure it fits down very nice and tight.
Okay, so can you just recap for everyone what you just did?
I'm taking the clear packing tape, cutting a small piece of it. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
And I'm taking this tape and I'm covering this hole with that clear packing tape.
Okay.
So what that's going to do is that's going to seal in that moisture, so the water and glycerin mixture, so that when I add my UV resin doesn't fall down into the cup. That is why we're doing that. It's not, it's basically just to keep a barrier for our UV resin to not go down into the cup.
Oh.
That's what that is for. So now that I've got that added, I'm going to get some gloves. I almost forgot my gloves, y'all. That would have been.
We have stocked gloves now in the studio because we need them so much. I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to take the UV resin first, and I'm going to add it to the center portion of this cup.
Now, we get questions about UV resin all the time. Does it have an odor? Not really.
No.
It's very low odor, very interesting. I highly recommend. UV resin is a one-part solution, so there's no mixing. You you get it in this bottle. I love the bottle that we have right now because look, she's able to make sure she's not wasting any whatsoever. Then you either take it outside, like it's a very sunny day, we could sit it outside, but we have the UV light too. So I do recommend if you're going UV resin today to invest in a UV light, wouldn't you say, Lauren?
I would, and I would try to get a pretty high wattage of a light. The nail lights are perfect for UV resin. So if any of our friends out there gets gel polish on your nails, you know you have to cure your nails under a UV light.
Yep.
You can buy those UV lights on Amazon, and those are great for UV resin. So what I'm doing now is I just did the inner portion of the bottom of the cup because, like I said, there's a dip in the cup, and you don't want to get the UV resin very thick. You want to cure it in thin layers. So I'm curing this first layer to make the bottom of the cup even all the way across first, and then we're gonna seal the whole bottom.
Okay, so we have Kirsten saying, I feel so hesitant the packing tape would not be enough. Kirsten, it's not enough. If we were just putting packing tape on this, it would not be enough. What's happening here is the resin is the secret sauce. So you're getting the secret sauce of using the resin with the packing tape for support.
Yeah.
Is it already sealed?
It's cured. So now we have an even surface all the way across. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, we're gonna make sure I see where my holes are. And just because I don't necessarily want to put it just where the packing tape is, I really want to get a super good seal on this. I'm actually gonna put it all over the bottom of the cup. And then what you can do is you can come in here with your gloved hand and kind of move it around to make sure it is even all the way across.
Yeah. Now, Kathy, if you're wanting to cure your resin project through like sheer blind or sheer curtains inside, I don't think it'll necessarily cure near as fast as if you put it outside in direct sunlight. Like the direct sunlight is the secret here. So make sure technically you could cure it on a cloudy day too. It would just take a lot longer.
Yeah.
The sunny days is where you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that was really fast. We have cured things with UV resin, especially at boot camp. What project was it at boot camp?
The
was it
the dish soap tumbler?
Our dish soap tumbler. We cured that using sunlight on the live stream. So you guys know we're talking the talk, walking the walk, day in, day out, which we love.
So I'm just coming in here, making sure my edges look really good. The good part about this is if you do have some spillage over the sides, you can actually just take a little, like a sanding block, a very fine grit sanding block, and even that out. So now we're just gonna cure the bottom. Again, Kristen says, so the tape is better than the plugs, so you don't get any.
I wouldn't say one's better than the other. I love the low profile of
I do love the low profile of the tape. I have not personally used any plugs. I have only used tape.
We've had great results with the tape, and we wash those bad boys.
Not only do you all wash those, Tanner and Courtney, I'm gonna tell you on you all.
Oh, I'm scared.
You all put, I've seen you put Skylar or the kids in the dishwasher.
Are we not supposed to?
No, handmade is hand wash.
Well, honey,
and they still are great, but I still wouldn't do it.
I put them in the dishwasher, and they've been dishwashed. Oh my gosh!
And they're still good.
And the kids drop them. Listen, that packing tape has treated me well, and we are almost at 12 months. We're almost at 12 months of use.
It's pretty cured already. I'm gonna actually have you sit this outside while I work on.
Okay. Woohoo!
Hold on just a second.
I love this. So while we're chatting, guys, we do have today a few $100s loaded up on a gift card for our Makers Learn members. This is to celebrate pumpkin spice season. It is coming really soon. We think it's gonna be next Tuesday. This is gonna get you hyped. So get a coffee on us today. It'll be so fun. The coupon code is still able to work. So you all will be able to go over and use it. It's loaded up. It's waiting for you. And we're super, super excited. Sherry, I use Starbucks all the time, and they have never asked me for a pin in the coupon, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, we're having issues.
So if you'll set that outside,
of course.
We will, like I said, y'all, this is a process. We do have a mess. Be prepared to have glitter on you for about a week. Just part of it. So what we're gonna do now, I'm kind of gonna clean up my area a little bit.
Because you're getting ready for part 2 of the project.
Part 2 of our project is our design space portion.
Now, how would you say this UV resin self-levels? That was a great question we had.
So I like to, it does, as far as self-leveling, let's talk about this, because I do like this question. It does not self-level as well as casting resin. Because the UV resin cures so fast. So you have to be very careful.
You have to kind of have it ready.
You have to, not only do you have to have it ready, but if you don't want it to cure super fast, I have had it cure, which we have a very well-lit craft area, and it actually cured on me just through the sun, through the windows. It didn't fully cure, but it started curing on me before I could get it leveled. So I would suggest, if you're trying to get it perfectly level, do it away from a window. It ends up self-leveling pretty good.
Yeah. It's just not as well as the casting.
Right.
That's what you want to be aware of.
But I like the UV resin better than casting. I used to be a casting resin, nothing else.
Well, casting resin, it has room for mistakes because you can fix air bubbles.
Yes.
It's a longer process, so it gives you working time.
Yes.
Which I do appreciate. But I will say, for someone that's using casting resin for a long time, when it takes a long time to cure, it allows time for more air, which could be, I've had dust particles get into a finished project that was sitting overnight. Did not appreciate that.
No.
So everything's pro and cons. Everything's pro and cons.
So Tanner actually brought our drill kit in here, and I'm going to give you all the, I think this was the one.
So we are having some questions about the Starbucks gift card and a pin and things like that. If you are trying to add that gift card to your own account, that is when you need the pin. You need to actually utilize this. What you would do is go to Starbucks in the drive-thru, in line, and once you're there, you just show them the photo and ask them to scan it. So I would literally go up, Lauren, and say, hey, I want a venti cold brew.
Yes.
And then you just say, hey, scan this barcode. They scan it.
Just like when you scan your rewards.
So I think some people are trying to add this to their app.
Oh, yeah.
So you cannot add this to your app. That would be not fair for everyone else.
Yeah. Okay. So the drill bit that I did use today was the 11/64. I think it's a good size to start out with, but no, like you saw, it took us a while to get that glitter in there. If I was doing it again, and I think this might be, because I get my drill bits, they're all together just randomly floating around. I would probably use the 15/64 is the one that I would use. It's a little bigger of a hole, but it's still not so large that you take a chance of hitting that second wall inside the tumbler.
Right.
So 15/64 is what I would use to drill that hole if I were doing it again. So now let's hop over. We're gonna grab our mouse. We're gonna hop over into Design Space, and I'm gonna show you guys how we are going to design our Pumpkin Spice Girl. So I can already go ahead and tell you, I know that Spice Girls is Groovy Moves.
Love Groovy Moves.
It's Groovy Moves.
Love Groovy Moves.
So for those of you all who want to grab this is already a cut file, but I can show you guys how I added Pumpkin over Spice Girls. And as you can see, I actually ended up taking the word girl and spacing out the letters a little more than I did Spice. That way it fit within there, but we'll just go ahead. We'll add us a text. We're gonna come up here because I know Groovy Moves is on here. Now, just in case you all didn't know, with the new system, the new update, you have to go to System Fonts to find your Maker's Gonna Learn fonts.
Love it.
So we're just gonna type in Groovy Moves, Groovy, and then I'm going to add Spice and then Girl underneath here. So as you can see, this does not look like this right now. What you can do is we're going to take this, we're going to go to Advanced, Ungroup to Lines, so that gives Spice and Girl separate. We're then going to select the word girl, and we're going to give it some more letter spacing. So we're going to stretch that out because I want this closer to the word spice, but if you see, if I didn't space that out, it's going to hit that P. So that's why I spaced that out. So we're going to go up to letter spacing some more, space it out just a hair more, and this is going to be really a personal preference, how far you want it apart, how close you want the word Spice Girl. So you can see that's pretty close to where I had that. Now, the word pumpkin, I welded that, and I cannot remember what font I used, but guess what? We can use any font we want. We're just gonna grab us a cursive font. We're gonna go to System Fonts, and we are going to, look, Addie Kate looks pretty good. Let's work with Addie Kate. So this is not the exact font that I used, but I'm gonna show you how I added the pumpkin and it goes through the word spice. So we're just going to type pumpkin.
Look at this.
We're going to size this down.
Now, what font is that?
That's Addie Kate.
Wow.
That's not the font that I used there.
I love both of them, though.
But we are going to size this down so that it sits over spice.
Love
now let's
it.
change the color so you can see how it sits over spice. You can see when we'll zoom in. Let's zoom in.
Now guys, when you join Makers and Learn, you're going to get access to all of our fonts. We have almost, I think we're right at 1,000 fonts with new ones coming out every month. You get over 1,000 cut files every month. Access to that Facebook group where we have the Starbucks gift card today and a bunch of training for your Cricut and crafting.
Love it. So what we're going to do now to get, if you can see, there is space between the eye, the dot of the eye, and the pumpkin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the word pumpkin, and I'm going to create an offset on this. So it always pops up 0.25 offset. That's completely too big for what we're wanting. You can use this bar to size up and down. I think it's more precise if you use the, if you just type in the numbers. So we're actually gonna do let's start with a 0.04 and see where we're at. So that's a little small. Let's go to a 0.05, see what that looks like. I like that better. So we're going to apply that offset. Now you can see, we're going to zoom in even more so you guys can see it a lot better. You can see that that offset runs through that eye. What we're going to do, I'm going to pull it up just a little bit so it doesn't touch the S. What we are now going to do, I'm going to select the text offset that I put on pumpkin.
Right.
And then I'm going to select the word spice. Okay.
This is like advanced Cricut training, y'all.
So we have our 2 layers selected. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slice that. So it looks like pumpkin and it went away. Don't worry. Now I'm going to take that offset away. I'm going to take this slice result away and that one. And boom, look at that.
Everyone is complimenting your amazing training, Lauren. They are loving it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this. It is so good.
Absolutely. And what I love about this is it doesn't have, I mean, you can do this with so many different things. It really gives, I just love the look that it gives.
I love it.
So now, so we can add our offset to the whole thing, I'm going to select all of this because this is where I want it to be. And I'm going to, you can weld it or you can attach it for right now. I would go ahead, let's go ahead and weld it together. So that is going to make it all one color. So we're going to select it. I'm going to change it back over to this orange, beautiful orange color. And then I'm going to add an offset on the whole thing. Now remember, I had the 0.05 offset before, so we're going to up that offset. We're going to try 0.15 and see what that looks like.
Ooh.
Now, here is where you want to make sure that your outside edges or you don't have to. I thought it looked better where my outside edges connected. So the 1.5, the R and the L offset doesn't touch here, and this doesn't touch right here. So I'm gonna go up to a 0.18. We'll see what that looks like. Still needs just a little bit more. Let's go to 0.2. Boom. Now they're all, oh no, they're not. See this down here is still, it gets me every time. Let's go to 0.21. Now it's touching, okay? This on the inside doesn't matter. We just need this whole outside connected. So now we're going to apply that. Then we're going to have our weld result selected. We're gonna hit contour, and then we're gonna hide all contours so that it is one perfect layer on the inside.
You just got to see that sticker design like no other. But Lauren, let's say that I already want the pumpkin spice girl. I know like this design is perfect. I want this exact one. How do I get that?
If you want this exact one, you don't want to go through designing, what you're going to do, you're going to hop over to makersgonnalearn.com. You're going to click on the cut files, and then I will show you where this is at. We're going to search pumpkin spice.
So we have it the best of both worlds. You just got to see how you could design your very own, or you can grab the cut file that will be automatically designed for you. Oh, and there it is.
Pumpkin spice girl. Boom. It's already done for you. This is just, if you don't like this font and you want to use a different font, I wanted to make sure you guys knew that you can.
Yes, and look at the website. We're not signed in right now, so you can browse all the cut files without even being a member. So if you're on the fence, I just want to encourage you, go over there, check out the cut files, check out the fonts, and get ready to know all the things you get access to as soon as you say yes. So we'd love to have you as a member. It's so good.
Absolutely.
I love all the detailed informations for this training. Y'all, this should be like a $27 masterclass, right? Like there's like 3 different projects going on today.
We really
so
are.
Good.
And y'all, it's almost 1 o'clock. I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying, I promise. So we have our Maker 3. We are going to select Make It. I'm going to kick the drill over real quick. And I'm going to grab a mat. So once we click Make It, I'm going to start out with my gold layer. So this is going to be my base layer. I'm going to stick it down, burnish it down onto our mat. Now, I will say this gold I am obsessed with.
I love it. Now, where'd you get that?
It has a leaf pattern on it. I'm wanting to say that this is from 143, and I'm pretty sure it's linked. Actually, I know it's linked.
Love it.
It is their textured, it's under their textured vinyl. So you can find that at 143.
It's linked down below.
It's linked down below. We love us some 143. And I'm trying to, you know what, we'll just do it this way. I realize that I have something on my hands and it's smearing on this, but it's okay. So now we are going to click Continue. We are connected. Should be. There we go. This is just going to, we're just going to cut this on a premium vinyl. Not a big deal. We're going to do default pressure. We're going to load this into our mat, and then we're going to let this cut. Now, while that is starting to cut, I'm going to grab my Cricut mini press, because did you all forget that we are actually going to be putting heat transfer vinyl on permanent?
Yes.
It's one of those things, like, there's so many levels to this project that I keep forgetting what we're doing. So I'm going to put my mini press on a heat setting of 2. We're going to let that heat up while this cuts. And I'm going to move my cup before it knocks it off. I just now realized that. So our Cricut is cutting our material. Now let's go, while that's cutting, let's talk about our whipped cream real quick.
Ooh, let's see that on the overhead. Let's get it. I mean, this looks like real whipped cream. Like, you need to eat it before it's a go melt.
Yes. So let's talk about our whipped cream. I love, love, love this. And it is definitely a just a little decorative something that you can put on top of your cups. Like I said earlier, we actually attached our whipped cream with the UV resin to this other cup. Just know that, you know, this is not something you can put in your dishwasher. This is literally for decorative purposes only. But if you don't feel comfortable putting this or attaching this to your cup, I have made one already, and y'all, you can just take it on and off and just set it on the top for decorative purposes. Love and then take it off when you're ready to use the cups.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you how to do that. Now that this is cut, we're going to take our HTV. We're actually, jump over to share screen. One thing you want to make sure, so we didn't mirror this on our canvas before we put it on there. You don't want to mirror your permanent vinyl, so your base layer you're not going to mirror, but you're going to make sure you come in here and edit this and mirror this one, because we are cutting it with HTV. So now that we've got that, we are going to do the everyday iron-on setting, and then we are going to put our HTV onto
now,
our
the main
mat.
reason we're using HTV instead of permanent vinyl today is because we didn't have the shade of permanent vinyl that Lauren wanted for today's project. So you're going to get to see how easy it is to kind of mix some HTV with this permanent gold, gold.
Permanent vinyl.
Yeah, gold permanent vinyl, which is like textured. It's kind of like fabric-y. You're going to get to see how the heat transfer vinyl adheres to it. It actually is going to turn out great. It's going to feel really good. As you can see, this is, if you're selling these, this is a pretty big investment time-wise. So you're going to see that there's a lot of supplies and things. So again, it's over. This is not a $20 tumbler. This is going to definitely be, you know, upwards of double that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Things like that.
So another thing that I love, we didn't have the right color, but I also love the feel of the HTV on top of permanent. And this would be great just to sell as stickers too.
Oh my gosh, would that not be an amazing
it's like
sticker?
you can't feel it. And I love that about it. I love that once we get the HTV on there, like you're not gonna be able to feel the difference. I did make some polymer clay sprinkles, y'all.
Lauren loves sprinkles and Lauren loves
glitter.
Faux whipped cream.
So this is, we're not gonna go into extreme detail on how to make these. I linked the polymer clay down below. All you have to do is roll your polymer clay out into a very thin, as you can see, it was a very, very thin piece, kind of like you snake it out. You're going to bake that clay at 215 degrees for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, and then once that's done, all you do is you take it and you just break it. You pop it and make little sprinkles.
Yeah.
Super easy. But we're not gonna go into a lot of detail for that because we really don't have time. So now that HTV is cut, I'm going to grab my scissors and we're gonna weed this.
And this is super quick. It doesn't take long at all. We love weeding HTV too because it's really, really good. Oh, yay, Sue, you got your tag. Woohoo! I love it.
So now I'm just gonna come in here.
Could you use real sprinkles? Megan, you probably could because we talk about...
If it's just for decorative use.
Yeah, you probably could. The polymer clay is like probably the longest lasting, best looking, right? Like it's the best. And just to make sure. So it's up to you. That would be more personal preference.
Yeah, once again, this whipped cream, it is literally, if you just want to be a little extra, it is going to be for decorative use only, so it's not like anything is going to go in a mouth. So if you wanted to use real sprinkles, I say go for it if you don't have any polymer clay laying around. Let's see, we're gonna get this weeded out. So we have our pumpkin spice girl weeded out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this on my offset.
Oh, I like using HTV too because you have time to move it around, make sure it's perfectly centered.
Yes.
So awesome.
Mini easy press on a heat setting of 2, and then we're just gonna press it on there.
So Ty's wondering what the whipped cream is made out of.
The whipped cream, if you'll give me just a second, I will show you.
And the coupon for the coffee is while supplies last. So what happens is we load up a Starbucks gift card, a few $100s, say thank you to the members.
Y'all.
You use it, and when when it runs out, it runs out. I'll try to reload it probably like 1 more time or 2 times today.
Are y'all seeing this?
Ooh!
What?
Love it.
Love it. So Ty asked what the whipped cream is made out of. The whipped cream is made out of the DAP Fast and Final lightweight spackling.
Love it.
It's my favorite when it comes to like the faux whipped cream. You can use this for so many different things though, especially crafting. This is a very good thing to have on hand. You may not use it all the time, but it's still very good to have on hand for crafting.
Yeah.
Love it for crafting. So if you want to grab that cup.
Yeah, oh, I forgot our cups outside. We're letting that resin cure it.
We are letting that resin cure.
The sun cure
and we're going to talk about the whipped cream real quick. So we'll go to 1. As you can see, I already have some of these whips, the smaller ones already made. Now the reason that I have, wow, I'm obsessed. We'll show that in a minute.
So good.
The reason that I have the smaller ones pre-made is because if you see, this is a very large piece of that, a very large amount of the Fast and Final. If you make this all at one time, what's gonna happen is this middle is just going to fall down. It's not gonna dry, it's gonna fall down, and it's just gonna be a big old mess. So my suggestion is if you are wanting to make these, batch it. Do a lot at one time. As you can see, I've got like 3 or 4 more down in the bucket. So I made a lot of these at one time. And I'm gonna show you guys the technique. we're gonna start out with a popping bag.
Oh, snap.
Now, I have done a lot of cake decorating popping before. A lot of people like to use the pieces that screw on. You put your popping tip in there and screw it on. I just like putting mine through the bag. We're gonna see about how far down. Let's go over, are we overhead? Let's go overhead. So we're gonna see about how far down this tip can go where it would be secure. So we're gonna cut it about right there. So you do need to do this with each of your tips. So we're gonna cut it right under there. We're gonna take our scissors. We're gonna go ahead, cut the tip of this popping bag off. And then we are going to add in our popping tip.
Wow.
Push it down to the bottom.
I bet you all didn't think you were gonna learn some like cake decorating and
That's
some
right.
cupcake decorating.
And then we're just gonna pull it through right here until it's tight. And that way you don't have to have that piece that screws on.
Look at that.
Done. Ready to pop.
Ready to pop.
You
Whatever
can
you want.
also use a Ziploc bag. Whichever one you have there.
The Ziploc bag, you think, I mean, it's a little, like,
Ziploc
it's
bag
really
works
good.
great.
It's really good.
Ziploc bag works great. So, I have a piece of freezer paper here, as you can see. I have taken the lid of my cup and taken a pen and I've drawn around it so I know how large the cup lid
Smart.
is. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to fill our popping bag with our Fast and Final.
Now, do you need me to grab you something to scoop it in there with?
I've got a spoon right here.
Perfect.
I already grabbed that.
Woohoo.
So we're gonna take our little plastic spoon.
Now, does it use a lot of this stuff? Like, do you need a lot? Like, tell us what your thoughts are.
My thoughts are, I would fill this popping bag full, just because we're gonna start with the little whips. The popping bag full will probably make 4 to 5 of these little whips.
Okay.
And then from there, it'll take, to get to this amount, it'll take about where the max is. I'd say if you filled it a little bit above the max, that's how much it's gonna take to fill the rest of this.
Cool.
So now we're just gonna keep on filling this. Do we have any other questions while we're doing this?
So Kevin and Penny, if you want to get coffee on us while supplies last, you can do that in the member only group. Great day to join so you can get that little perk. That's awesome. Suzanne's loving the project. People are saying they love using Ziploc, which is awesome. Can't wait to make these for fall, Halloween, and Christmas. Exactly.
Yes.
This
Y'all,
is a great template.
Perfect for Christmas mugs.
Oh my goodness. Look at all of this spackle.
Yeah, and so it takes a little bit. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill it up so I don't have to fill it up again.
Right.
So this seems pretty full, so I'm gonna start working this spackling down my popping bag.
Now, Lauren, I got a good question for you.
Okay.
We've had some friends say, are you using a foam ball? Let's talk about it. Do you need a foam ball at the base of this? Because I don't see one on the table.
There is not one on the base of this. Now, I have seen where people do use the foam ball, and if you are taking it on and off, that would be perfect. I'm not personally using one because when I first did this project, I thought that when I first did the project, I attached this to the cup lid. And then once I realized, hey, there might be some people that don't want this on their cup lid.
Yeah.
They may want to be able to take this on and off. So that's why I had already created the whips. So you can use the foam ball and just place it on, take it on and off the top of your cup. This is just a different way. Foam balls are great. What you would do is you would cut that foam ball in half, set it down, whip around it. This way, you have an option to set your straw through it if you want to, is the way that I'm showing you. So, see, the straw comes out. So to do the small whips, I'm just going to do one and I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you how to do the rest of it.
Love it.
We're going to start out, and I'll start here in this corner. For the small whips, I'm going to start with a circle around like this, and then we're going to bring it up and push it down. Up, push it down.
That's beautiful.
Up, and then push it back down.
Is this really the flick of the wrist, Lauren?
It's a lot of the flick of the wrist. Now you can stop right there if you want to. However, if you want to add the place through the middle of this, what I have done is I just have a paper straw, and all I'm going to do is come in here and add a hole right here.
Wow.
So that it can go on around. So I can stick the straw through there. So that opens that up, and then if you have an old straw, you can use an old straw to make it a little bigger. But what I just did is I just moved this around back and forth, and I swear I think these lights are melting this.
Oh, I bet so. I bet so.
Because it's kind of falling flat.
But it is kind of cool in this room too. So like the lights are probably the heating source.
Yeah, it's okay.
So you just want to be careful.
It's okay. So now, once this is dried, you're gonna let your first whip sit and dry for no less than 24 hours. That's why I say do like 4 or 5 of them at one time. Once those have dried, like this one has, we're placing it in the middle of the size of our cup.
Okay.
What we're gonna do now, we're going to, this is just, I'm gonna move my spackling down some more, and we're gonna twist as we go. We are going to come around here, and we're just gonna pop around. Now you can twist, you can do really cute little designs with this. I just like the basic star tip look. So literally all I'm doing is just around my center whip, trying my best to stay even with it to the top, and then push it up. And there you go.
How about it?
That is it. Now what you're gonna do while this is wet, if you want to add your sprinkles, you're gonna pop those bad boys in there. It's kind of hard. I really like to use, which I've taken them out, I had to use them this morning. I really like to use my needle nose tweezers to kind of pick each individual piece up and place it where I want it, so I don't mess with the look of that star tip. I love using our tweezers. So you're just gonna add this around. I'm not gonna really go into a lot of detail. While it's still wet, if you wanna be extra, you can add your cinnamon, pumpkin spice, whatever. Yes, we're gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to it, make it look pretty.
I love it.
And then this is where this white glitter comes in.
Oh.
We're gonna sprinkle the top of this with white glitter, and I really think that it just makes this whipped cream pop.
So Kathy asked, I've seen that a few times, Kathy, sorry we haven't got to address it yet. Have you tried the glitter from Hobby Lobby? So I would say almost all glitter's made the same. What we love about StarCraft is the variety.
Yes.
If you've not seen the lineup of glitter from StarCraft, they're taking over the glitter world. Go check it out. It's linked down below, so you'll love it. But I think you'll rock. If you want Hobby Lobby glitter, use Hobby Lobby glitter. We were recommending Dollar Tree glitter.
I mean, listen, I found a pack of glitter that was almost identical to the StarCraft glitter. That's just if you're balling on a budget. Yes. You don't want to buy a big thing of orange because you know, like,
it takes up a lot of space.
It does. It really does. So once this is done, you let this sit for 24 hours. You can be done there. You have your whip. You can take it, which, by the way, guys, this is the cup that we made. Let's go overhead.
Y'all made that today. How do you all feel? Guys, this is the exact one that you and Lauren
We didn't even put our sticker on it.
Not even.
Realize.
Not even.
Not even.
There's even more. Look at that. So you got this sticker. Oh, snap. Guys, look at it.
Boom.
Look at it.
Which here I am.
I love it.
I've got a little bit of a, we're gonna fix this.
Yeah, there's so many places that have glitter. Auntie Tay has been rocking glitter too. I mean, guys, glitter there's so many. Like,
there we go.
I love it.
Got it.
Woohoo!
And we made this today. So you can be done. Let's go to camera 1 if we're not there. You can be done here. Once it's dried, you can take your lid, place it on there just for decorations. We're not going to go into a ton of detail because it is 20 after 1. If you want to apply it to the top of your cup, all I did was I came in here, UV resin on the top, I set it on top of the UV resin, turned it over, and I cured it from the bottom.
Wow.
That's it. And then I came in and just added a little bit of UV resin around it and cured it, and then I was done.
Yeah, that was our idea. So to make this as permanent and sealed as possible, we thought you know, obviously the UV resin to seal it, it's clear, so that resin is gonna be the best glue for you. It's resin.
Let's come over here.
And then, you know, what you can do is for this, you know, the finished one, is add the UV resin all over it. So this is permanent. I mean, you can touch this. You can, I mean, it's firm. It's really, this is your best bet. And I would say this one right here, it's for personal use.
Yeah, it's
like,
personal use.
You're gonna take good care of her. Handmade is hand washed.
I actually wouldn't, what I would do if that was mine and I wanted to seal it, I probably wouldn't, I mean, you could probably hand wash it, but your main thing that's gonna get dirty is the inside of your cup.
Yeah.
So I would just take it and wash the inside and not like wash this.
But also, let's say you just wanna make this because it's amazing.
It's adorable.
It's adorable. And you can take this on and off. Now you can have your cup that you can wash. Your permanent glitter in your HTV can get, you know, hand washed wet.
Yes.
Like it's totally fine.
Yes.
And you're gonna have great results. It's gonna be so fun. Look at this, guys. I mean, look at it. How amazing. Oh my goodness. What is everyone saying?
This has been a journey.